Hello, Internet. It's us. We've made it. We're running late here today, so we're going to get right into the recap. Where is my recap music? Right here? Yep, that's the one. Turn it up a little so I can hear it. Make sure stream can hear it. Yep, they can. All right, here we go. Where are my notes? I've lost them already. They are gone. Notes. There. Megaphone. Buttons. Testing. Hello, last time. We got ourselves onto an airship after we got some kids and we moved our giant moose lion. The moose lion is now in the cargo hold along with who knows what else and may or may not be up to shenanigans. No one's checked on him in a while. The children are trying to blend in. They've got some new clothes, but not any new attitudes. One of them attempted to become buddy-buddy with Bo and got told no, so he didn't like that anymore. And so became buddy-buddy with Dr. Miles and is going to be an inventor and try and screw over the benders for the rest of his life. Now, we got attacked by some pirates who may or may not have actually been pirates, but it definitely were insurance fraud perpetrators. Some of them were captured, some of them escaped, and a lovely time was had by all. The party is about halfway across the ocean towards the Northern Water Tribe's landmass at the North Pole. They'll stop one more time at the edge on the shore of the Northern Water Tribe area, and then refuel, resupply, and make their way all the way up to the Northern Water Tribe's capital city, where they tend to investigate what's going on with the spirit portal, the energies therein, the mysterious fort that has been erected around it, and reports of monsters guarding the walls. But for now, we pick back up. The day after, let's say the late morning after the pirate attack, when things are settled down, you're back on the, yes, attack pirate. When you're back in the air, you're making good progress, you're about halfway across the ocean, a winter storm strikes. It's bad. The airship slows down, and you're going to be stuck here, traveling through the thick clouds for longer than you would have liked, but this is to be accounted for in the 2 to 3 week timeline to get across these large gap of space. We pick up maybe 10, 11 a.m., just after second breakfast, in the common area, the main room of the undercarriage or the enclosed common spaces. The weather is terrible outside, so very few are out on the top deck who don't have to be there. And we pick up with our good pals, Dr. Miles, and a young, 8-year-old who has been following you around for the last 3 hours with a notebook.
Is this
I need you to talk to the microphone.
Is this Len?
No.
I thought Len was older.
Len is the young kid.
And
Ken is the older one. Sen is the girl that's with them. But this is none of those. This is some wealthy debutante.
But what happens if the sky is green?
What happens if the sky is green? Well, that could mean that we're experiencing some aurora borealis. That is when the sun flares enter the Earth's atmosphere and have a reaction in the sky.
Aurora. Can you spell aurora?
I sure can.
Will you?
So you need me to spell it for you?
Yes.
You can't spell it.
No.
Oh, okay. Yes, it's Aurora. That's Aurora, and then borealis is Borealis.
Okay.
Borealis.
Aurora borealis makes the sky green. And when the sky is green, do frogs come out?
Do frogs come out? It depends if the frogs are in the ecosystem of the place that you are.
So when the sky is green, it rains frogs?
Only if there is a severe storm that has inflicted the area in which has carried the frogs into the sky, then you can experience the phenomenon that is raining frogs.
Is that like a tornado?
It sure can be.
My mom said
You-
that
you
back
ask
when she
brilliant
lived next.
questions.
My mom said when she lived next to the swampy swamps, the fompy swamps, swampy swamps, the swamps. That there was once a tornado and the sky was green and then it rained frogs.
She must have been experiencing that phenomenon, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
That's spectacular.
Come on, I'm gonna go get her. She'll tell the story.
She rushes off to find her mother, to drag her back here to tell you the story about a tornado at the Foggy Bottom Swamp.
Seismic has nephews and knows how to handle these.
Everything's fine. Then. Oh, damn it. The music didn't play. Where's my musical cues?
Cues that are of music.
There we go.
Where are the...
Then, two of the wealthier people, looks like a childless couple, and they're probably late 30s, early 40s, comes walking through the common area looking distressed. They hustle over to some of the staff there, maybe the one who guards the extra luxury cabins in particular, and appears to have a whispered and, I don't know, upset conversation. They're over there like, and they point down the hall to where everyone's rooms are, and they gesture to themselves, I demand. The luxury cabin guard staff member looks very put upon, and then very distressed, and then very more put upon when they demand some things. Then calls another staffer over and points down the hall again, and the staffer goes running off down the hallway.
This is something we're seeing?
That is a thing that happened in front of you, yes.
Okay. I'm going to tell the group I need to use the bathroom and I'll be back. I'm going to walk down the hall.
Okay. The little girl and her mother come back to Dr. Miles.
Mom, this is the guy. He said he wanted to know about the Fompy Swamp tornado.
Oh, all right, honey. Hello, Dr. Miles. We've met before. You informed me that I don't eat enough. And my daughter tells me you wanted to know about the weather event at the swamp.
Yes, you experienced a raining frog.
Yes. To be honest, it was like 6 frogs, not like a rain of frogs. There were like 6 frogs that happened to fall out of the sky. There was a tornado over at the Foggy Bottom Swamp, like 3 days after the Spirit Portal event, and turns out a bunch of swamp people got airbending all at once, and they decided to turn the swamp into a whirlpool for fun. And they made a water tornado. Do those have a name?
A water tornado.
Yeah, a water tornado. Tornadoes that go over water.
I believe that'd be similar to a hurricane, but you can just call it a tornado. I think that
Sure.
is
Water,
the point across.
definitely a water. So they made a water tornado for funsies, and we all got hit with swamp water and frogs for a day or so.
What a reckless behavior by those swamp men.
Yes, it was quite strange. They did come around and apologize afterward. They were just so surprised that a bunch of them got airbending all at once. Like people all over. They decided to test it out in a grandiose and disgusting way.
It was easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yes,
Something reckless.
I mean, especially when you don't know your own strength, I guess. They're, just bending something they've never touched before. It was, no harm done in the end. Just a...
And didn't earn any merit of their own. They just were granted these abilities.
Right. I mean, that's all bending, though, right?
It is.
Well, that's the story. Come on, quit bothering Dr. Miles. And drags her daughter off. Kosher, down the way.
Oh yeah.
You follow the staffer. Now, are you trying to be sneaky, or are you just basically following him like you're going to your room?
Like I'm going to my room.
Okay. So you just walk down casually. He's in a hurry, so he obviously gets there a little bit before you. I mean, not too long. It's not a massive ship or anything. But you come in up to the first set of doors. So it goes like, common quarters, moderate quarters, luxury quarters at the very back. The first set of common quarters you pass by, which are not yours, but it's yours among these somewhere. The door's open, and you glance in like any regular human would do. It looks tossed. You pass by another one. The door's open. And it looks tossed. You get to yours. The door's open. And it looks tossed.
I'm going to keep going. Like I'm going to go try and talk to...
You follow him all the way to
Nick.
the luxury quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And they are all this way. Every door is open. Every room is tossed.
I'm going to go back to my area and check to see if I'm missing anything.
You are. A handful of things. Not everything. Not even necessarily all of your most valuable things. But several things that you might have that might be considered valuable, either sentimentally or monetarily, are gone. So like if you had a favorite stick, that's gone. You got some money in a bag that you were hiding in there, gone. The smoothest pebble you ever found in the swamp, gone.
Okay. You can go back and let the group know. It's gonna be a little hushed for now.
Okay. You come back and walk up to, by the group I assume you mean the two women, not
Yes.
Dr. Miles. All right, just making sure. And you start to relay this, but are very swiftly interrupted as the staffer comes back, tries to talk to the person, the guard he spoke to before, but instead the two wealthy people rush at him. Well, where's our stuff? Did you find it? Who's the thief? They just yell out into the common room. Everyone is like, thieves? Thieves? What's going on? Hey, my stuff! And a bunch of people start to rush for the hallway.
Can't hear you, Jackie, if you're talking.
Cannot hear you, Jackie. Nope. Still can't hear you.
Right?
Nope.
That is.
While they're sorting this, have we had enough rest? Perhaps maybe, I don't know, clear fatigue?
Yeah, definitely clear fatigue. Probably not long enough to clear any conditions you may have gained.
I can hear me.
We can hear him, yes.
Yeah.
Hog champ, I'm still angry. It makes me even more angry.
That's right. Angry.
Bro, you not getting none. Quit it.
But I could.
You could, but you ain't.
I could if you just put it down here, just a little bit.
Can I have some?
You already had your morning food.
Just a piece. Just one piece.
Share.
Just
Sharing's
just a little
caring,
piece.
Dad.
One bite.
Come on, buddy. Here, buddy.
Come on,
I see an ear.
Come on, buddy.
Oh, there he is. Yay.
Yeah.
Now give cheese. I came up like you asked. I give cheese. Give snack.
No, you don't get snack because you got sensitive belly.
But
That's
it'll
the worst.
but it'll taste good, and then I'll forget and not know why I have a sensitive belly. So it's fine.
And then I'll be like, whoa, I need to go outside, please.
Yeah,
Nope.
just like that.
See, I don't have that joy. My dog is tiny. I feel like if I did that, I could kill him.
Smoosh his face.
Yeah, he's a King Charles.
Oh yeah, his face is already smooshed.
Yeah, very tiny franchise.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, we have backup plan. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
Heck yeah, backup plan.
It's gotta be
So,
Good boy.
bang, so you're not hearing tons of echo and
Cool beans.
stuff.
prepared. I like it.
Anyways,
Yes.
so Nick goes, wait, my room too? My boots! And sprints down the hall.
Okay. Yeah, you and almost like pretty much every wealthy patron, including Nick, who is a wealthy patron, has already tried to like dashed out of the luxury cabins and is headed down the hall. The people who started it all are like, where is it? Where could it even be? We're in the air, over the ocean. How could my stuff go missing? It was one of these people. And she points basically at you people. And by you people, I mean Imay and Bo, as you're the... Well... Why don't the two of you roll me just a, I don't know, like a D10 for luck. Imay and Bo.
God, I hope I have all of her shit. So I can tell that lady get bent.
Oh. Even deal.
All right, definitely not kosher.
I don't know which ones.
I mean, they're both ones. So it doesn't matter. Imay, who do you think is about to be in trouble?
Out of me and Bo.
I didn't say that.
Okay. I don't know.
All right, good. So, it's those people! She points at the kids. At Ken, Len, and Sen.
What?
I saw them before they got on back in the office. They're poor. They don't have anything, so they stole everything from us. Just because that girl dressed them up doesn't make them look good. They steal. I know it.
Excuse you? I'm
gonna-
poor. I don't have
I'm raising
anything.
my voice at this point. Oh, poor makes them bad.
Poor makes them steal.
Why would they need to steal? Like you just said, we bought them
guess-
new clothes.
Because
had
they
a
wanted
Great time
more.
in the arcade.
Obviously.
I guess rich makes you ignorant.
No,
you know,
I went to the academy.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you know that poor people steal to live, not for greed, you know?
Doesn't
Like
mean they
rich
don't
people
steal. I didn't say
consume
they
and
weren't
consume.
stealing for the right reasons. I said they were stealing.
Why would they steal?
Because
We
they
have
wanted my
meals here, They're
stuff.
trapped here. There's nowhere to go, just like you said.
I agree. Where is it? Where did you put it? She points directly at Ken. He's like,
I'm gonna
Um,
step in front of this little lady.
Ken's like, I didn't take nothing. Len and Sander just are like, they looking at each other like, did we steal? Adults, when the adults say things, it's more true than usual. Did we steal things? And Sander's like, I didn't steal anything. Did you steal anything? I didn't steal anything. Did you? We painted that one room, but it's really far away. They wouldn't know about that. Yeah, definitely didn't steal anything. And Ken's just like, no, hell no, lady. You can go jump off this ship for all I care, but I didn't take nothing. You say anything, Bo? You step in front of her?
Be like, usually the one that likes to point fingers first is the culprit.
Or the one who got
I was like,
robbed?
or you're the one that just did it because you're greedy and rich, just like all the other rich people.
Where would I put it, huh? It's not in my room. My room's empty just like everyone else's.
Like a
would they
rich
put
person
it?
can't have something like, I don't know, a boat below this, following it.
Look at the weather. Where would a boat be?
In the water. Where else would it be?
That's a good one. I like that. What? No, you couldn't get to the boat. We're thousands of feet in the air, and the weather is too dark to see the water.
Exactly.
Oh, so
why
gravity
would we
doesn't
do
exist?
all this with no escape
Gravity
route?
exists, but the wind is also there. What if I had a boat? If I had a boat, where would it be? How would I know? Where would I drop the stuff? The water's too choppy if I were to put it in the water. If I were to dangle it by a rope, it would just blow away. Where is it, smart man?
Oh, so you've thought about it. Noted.
Look, no, I'm smart, okay? I went to the academy, like I said.
Oh, you're so smart. So then you would have been able to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, obviously if I wanted to, I could, but I don't because I don't need to. I'm rich.
See? And then I point out, see, this person's suspect number 1.
It's like, no, I have been robbed. This guy's an asshole. And he's protecting these thieves.
Oh, I'm the asshole that
The thief.
called children thieves.
They are thieves.
Oh,
But-
thieves that are poor and haven't been to the academy, so they're not very smart. So clearly we couldn't pull off such a big heist that you have admitted are already so capable of doing.
So you admit you're part of it.
I admit I'm protecting children that you're attacking for no good goddamn reason.
No, you said you were part of the thieves. I knew it.
I'll stand with these kids any day. And if you want to call me a thief for protecting them, that's absolutely fine.
Good. I knew you were trouble all along. It made sense you were so good at fighting. People who are rough are good at fighting. She turns around like she won the argument and storms off towards the captain's cabin.
It's like playing chess with a pigeon, you know? No matter how well you play, it's always going to
It's
strut
still a
around and shit on the
pigeon.
board
It's
and
gonna
act like
shit
it
on the
won.
board.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, so people are starting to come back. Nick, you did rush off to your mid-tier quarters and discover your boots are gone. But not
So
just,
I want to.
not
yeah,
just
I
the
wanna
boots.
look and
You
see
also
what's
find
gone.
your boots are gone, a chunk, but not all of your money's gone. Like they literally left some in the bag. Like somebody pawed in, grabbed a handful, and then left, not taking the bag. And important sentimental objects. Atka's whistle is gone.
The fuck? Okay. I want to look around to see if anything there is there that's not mine. Like I'm doing my detective work. Maybe
Gotcha. You look and see if they left clues or if they put someone else's stuff in your room.
left clues. Well, both.
Okay, both of those things. All right, go ahead, roll and assess.
Okie dokie.
As a partial, ask me a question from the list. She's like, oh yeah, lists. I remember those exist.
What should I be on the lookout for?
That's a good question. I like that one. That's a good one to choose. I would say you should be on the lookout for a reason that may become clear at a later time about why all of your money isn't gone. Why only some of your valuables are missing.
She's in on it.
Because she's in on it. She's trying to make herself look robbed.
Okay. So I'm like, I'll go back to the group.
Okay. You come out with all the distressed, wealthy people, and some of the less wealthy passengers have also run down there. They just weren't as big a hurry to do so. But yeah, everyone's gonna come out and have learned the same thing, that some 50 to 75% of your goods, whether sentimental or valuable, are missing, as long as they're not large. So yes, the glider is gone. No, an entire bed wouldn't go missing. Nothing that wouldn't really easily fit out of the door without being noticed is not missing. Those are all still there, of course. But anything that could be pocketed or, you know, secreted away behind a tall person or something like that has definitely been absconded with.
You guys, my boots. They're gone.
Your boots, they took my wings. I can't fly.
And Atka's whistle too? I mean, I better go check on Atka. Oh my god.
Atka's whistle's missing?
Yeah. And also, something that's weird is that some of our valuables are, like, some of my valuables are gone, but not all. Like, not all of the money was taken, but some of it. Why would they just take half of the money?
Did you pay
Makes
them
no
off not
sense.
to sell all your stuff?
What? I give him a little punch. You suck, Bo. I'm gonna go check on Atka, and I storm away.
Okay. So you're headed down to the cargo hold.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to go down there with her because I want to. That's where I was thinking about sneaking off and just investigating what everybody's being accused. But
Okay. Bo heads for the cargo hold. Imay, what are you up to?
I'm gonna sulk and follow Nick.
Okay, the three of you are headed for the cargo hold. Miles, your stuff's missing too. Like your diploma from the colleges, from the university's gone. Several of your kind of rare or handmade tools are missing, as well as a good chunk of your spending money.
Balderdash.
Your non-conductive spanner, that's missing. You've only got the conductive ones now.
I brought my little motor fan and coil.
It looks like they tried to take it, but it just broke it instead by trying to do so. You could fix it if you had your non-conductive spanner, but you don't.
It seems we have some trouble afoot here. Well, I am going to solve this mystery. Because I'm the most brilliant person on this airship, and if anybody can solve this mystery, it is I, Dr. Miles H.P. Winchester IV. As he says to himself, as a psychopath that he is.
No. It's okay. You were gonna look like a psychopath, but since the trio just abandoned them, Ken, Len, and San are right behind you, and they're like, "Yeah, you got it."
Now, I shall wait and listen and find the root of this problem. So,
he's going to assess.
First of all, I'm going to assess.
We've heard a little bork.
I thought I heard a bork.
Here we go. Rolling. Here we go. No,
I did a full hit. 2 questions, sir.
2 questions. I am trying to find basically a culprit, or at least a suspect, to give me a clue. So, what should I be on the lookout for?
Well, a very intelligent, highly deductive fellow such as yourself would be able to put together a lot of the kind of static facts very quickly. You're in the air. The weather's terrible. The likelihood that anything's going to be leaving the airship before the weather changes is extremely low. Even going out onto the top deck is asking to be blown off and fall to your death. So, they're still on board. Whoever stole all of these possessions is still here somewhere. The only locations large enough to hide this many valuables is either in the cargo hold or in the working section, like the big middle metal section of the airship where all of the engineering pieces are. There's lots of open space there, for the big metal moving parts. So those are the 2 primary locations for all of the goods to be in one spot. Now, they could be dispersed among many locations, and that would be much harder to find. Stuff you should be on the lookout for. I don't know. Do you think, would you call Miles Dr. Miles, sorry. Would you call Dr. Miles a by the book thinker or an out of the box kind of guy?
everything is quite to code.
All
Via
right.
the book.
Definitely by the book. Then yeah. You would be trying. You would be probably going with the clues I just gave you to say like, all right, they can only be in these two places. Therefore, find the goods, find the people.
Yes. Okay. And I'm going to try and cut those clues in half. So we've got big spaces to investigate.
Yes.
I would say what's the best way out and through is if I was a thief taking lots of goods.
Like, what are my exit plans?
What would be a better exit plan, to go to the working section or the cargo hold?
You can probably think of good reasons for both. The cargo hold is definitely is like the obvious answer, right? That like that's where the stuff is. Therefore, that's where stuff leaves through. However, if you were a clever person, you might think, all right, well the people are going to check the cargo hold. So maybe my best option is to hide it among the engineering bays, because I need to wait out the weather anyway. So what you really need to do is buy time.
Okay. So I'm going to deduce that other people are going to check the cargo hold, as that's an obvious place to look.
Right.
So Ken and Len are with me.
Ken, Len, and Sen, all three of them.
Ken, Len, and Sen. All right, my dear Ken, Len, and Sen, we have an investigation afoot. I say we head to the working section of the airship, and we will investigate further there. How exciting.
Ken is like, cool. Yeah, sounds smart. Yeah, that's a good idea. Len and Sen are like, they put on imaginary hats, and they're like, oh, tip-top, yes, investigatorial time. They think it's all good times. And follow you off towards the engineering bays. Alrighty, so we split up into a pair of groups. Trio headed down to the cargo hold. You are stopped about halfway there by the staff, saying that the cargo hold is locked. You're not allowed to enter.
What? But she has to check on. We have to make sure that her moose line is still there.
My animal is down there. Let me in.
He's been fed. He's given water every day. He's fine.
There's robbers around. I have to check on his safety.
Robbers? Why would there be robbers?
I don't know, but all of our stuff is missing. I need to get in there. Can I barge past and try and open the...
They
How
took his whistle.
how aggressive are you willing to be? He's definitely bigger than you.
Can I like swoop past him? I'm pretty
Yeah,
small
you
and
can.
fast.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but like, how
Yeah.
I guess like how bothersome to this staff person are you willing to be? Because like he's back here like, it's literally my job to guard this door. Go away, girl. And so are you
Well,
willing to
I don't
be?
know. I'm just willing to go try and get past him and open the door. And if he tries to grab me, then I'll try and dodge.
Okay. Sure. So, are you willing to bend, for example? Would you water bend to get through this door?
Probably.
Okay.
Not bending at him, but like maybe, creating ice to slip around or whatever. Or maybe break the door.
Okay. Yeah, you slip slide around him. He stumbles, being a clumsy but large, muscular fella. Falls on his ass long enough for you to zip through the door. Bo and Imay, are you following, or are you gonna deal with the NPC?
I'll stay and deal with the NPC, but like look at Bo like, oh my god, I can't believe her. You all right? No, take it easy. You could
You
hurt
bonk him?
yourself.
No.
Oh.
No, go.
Oh, okay. Then I'll throw some ice over him.
I thought you meant kill him. My bad.
Kill him. No, I'm just knocking him out.
I know.
Did I hit him a little too hard? No.
All right, so you're gonna dash by following Nick.
Yeah.
Okay. Imay, you're like, oh no, just like, oh god,
Goodness me.
damn it, kid.
We should take you to the first aid deck.
No, I'm fine. I'm just, I'm sore butt.
Don't be silly. You could have bruised your coccyx, the spinal discs, and your. Think of the compensation that you could be claiming right now. God knows what could have happened. You can't go anywhere without an assessment.
The
okay?
moment you said a medical term, you lost him. He stood up and you were like, you could have bruised your coccyx, and he's like, my dick? I don't think so.
Well, you landed funny. You should really get that checked out, just in case.
Look,
Where there's...
look. I'm gonna assume that this is not one of those weird magazine situations here, and tell you that you should be about your business, ma'am.
Sure, I'm gonna pretend that I understand. Okay.
That's what I do most of the time.
That's great. I guess I'll go and find my friends. I wonder where they got to. Jeez, they must have fallen to go and get help since she fell so hard.
Yep,
Goodness.
I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
He stands back up and resumes guarding the door.
Okay. Well, I'll just go find them.
Okay. Inside the cargo hold, things are dark and spooky. They don't keep this well lit because there's not supposed to be anybody in here. Most of what you hear is the weather rattling against the metal exterior of the ship. Heavy ice, a bit of rain, and a lot of wind. Echoes around the large metal chamber that carries many boxes and like freight slabs of varying sizes.
I would probably be heading straight for Atka's area if I know where he would be. If I don't, then I would just be looking around.
I'd say you probably don't. Like you paid for him to get extra treatment and some, like extra time with the animal keeper. But other than that, like where they're penned up is not really a deal.
Okay.
Do you think Atka is? I mean, Atka's had to have been on airships before to get here. So he's probably, not one of those animals who's gonna lose his mind if he, is like freaks out inside of the airship.
He's pretty young.
He's probably sedated, actually, given his size.
Yeah, maybe. Oh no. Okay, so in that case, I would just be walking down. Atka! Okay.
You start calling out, and it probably takes a bit. Like, the cargo hold is a large section of this airship. There's a lot of stuff here. You pass by a lot of closed crates, a lot of empty stuff. Probably getting to the point where you're starting to panic a little. It takes you so long to discover where he's at. But eventually you do start to hear the rustle of not Atka, but like other animals. You hear some, like pig sheep and some other animals making noises. That's it's a good point. Like, you definitely smelling them leads you to the right corner of the cargo hold, and then you start to hear them when you finally get close. Kosher, you're rolling dice.
Yes, I was trying to a situation.
Why don't you roll? Ask me a question.
Okay. Other than the obvious current way in, is there another way in and out and or through here?
The primary hatch for offloading and onloading at the back of the area technically counts as an answer to your question, but it's closed during travel, of course. The door you came through is probably the intentional point of entry. There are certainly going to be at least one maintenance hatch throughout the area.
Okay. I think I get one more.
Yep.
Depending on how it's set up, is there any place that I can use to get a better vantage point to look around the area?
You could find a particularly tall crate to stand on. get a look about. You hop up there and you do spot Nick as she discovers the animalian corner. And she's like, the first thing you probably hear is, oh, it smells awful over there, I'm sure. And then, but eventually she's yelling Atka across the entire cargo hold, and then she dashes off into the far corner. Atka is present. He seems fine. He's just unconscious.
Poor baby, and I just go stroke him. I know he's sedated, I guess.
Right.
But...
He rouses slightly when you start to stroke him, and he's just got that like post-surgery heavy anesthetic kind of animal look. His eyes are half open. His mouth, like his tongue, is all the way out, not just a little bit, just full on the ground. Yeah. And you're just like, hello.
You're okay, buddy. Okay, good.
Why don't you go ahead and make me an assess with a -1 to your roll, Nick. Okay. Everything seems fine here. The animals are all fine. The smaller ones that can be fit into regular stackable cages and don't have to be super heavily sedated or chilling, looking at you like, oh, hello, human. Are we being fed now? I will eat.
Are there any crates of snacks nearby?
Sure. Yeah. I don't they're probably fully sealed because you wouldn't want to torture the animals with the smell of their food.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can definitely see animal feed on a bin.
I might try and reach in and grab a handful and start
snag
eating
some
a couple
snacks.
of the schmools.
Okay. Schmools.
Sheep mules?
The sheep mules, yeah, the schmools. Yeah, sure, you head over there and they are happy to munch and, nuzzle at your hand as you feed them snacks. Just chilling.
I forgot about everything. I'm just, oh, yay.
All right, you're on top of a crate. What are you up to, Bo?
Very hard to say because the crates are something you could hide stuff in, but
yep, and many of them are very large. Many boxes in the cargo hold could hold 30 people's small valuables.
I would look to see if there are currently any open, and then also look for I guess I would also be looking at the name of the once I get down to kind of start looking for if there are any boxes, then I want to start looking at the labels
shipping
on them.
Containers for certain companies or groups.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'll be looking for probably anything related to Everly.
Okay.
Is the main thing I'm looking for in my head.
Yeah, I mean, if you spend long enough down here, you will inevitably find some Everly Well company, crates of some kind. Lots of others, tons of personal goods or smaller businesses. Plenty of names you'll recognize as Earth Kingdom national companies, but maybe not fully international level kind of stuff that are being import export rather than being just kind of shipping lanes. How much time are you willing to spend? And how long will Nick feed animals until she gets bored or distracted?
That's more I might get distracted by Nick coming back.
So you're willing to look until Nick returns, basically?
Yes, unless I'm starting to really unless I'm seeing a pattern with the Everly stuff. If I'm not, then I'm probably want to investigate the hatch next.
Okay.
So,
Nick, how long?
Okay, so I don't know. I probably just give them a couple of handfuls and then.
Just a couple minutes then.
Yeah, just a couple minutes and I'm like, oh,
And,
what were we doing? Oh yeah.
enough time to make friends with all the animals and then
Yes.
get back to find
Give every single
Bo.
one a snack.
Right. Yep. That's what I would do. I understand. So 4 to 5 minutes pass. You make pals with every animal that's awake and willing to, receive your affection, and go hunt Bo down, who seems to be checking crates. Bo, you've definitely found some Everlywell goods. They are extremely sealed. Like, these are the metal boxes. It seems like he is. It's very important to Everlywell that their boxes remain closed.
Okay.
What you doing, Bo?
Checking out the crates.
Did you find my boots? Atka's fine, by the way. He's just a little sleepy.
Good. I'm very grateful to hear that, because that would be terrible if he was trying to help the wrong people. But looking at this, Everly's stuff is really sealed, so I don't think they're gonna put any of their stuff there unless they maybe have a metal bender or something like that. I don't. That would be
Hang on,
probably
and
unrealistic.
I'm starting to pace and just thinking like, why would they steal only some stuff and not everything? It was almost like they were rushed, or maybe they were just not even really wanting everything. Maybe it was a fake. Remember the fake pirates? Do you think this could be
Yeah.
just a fake thing again? Oh, I'm gonna be
don't-
so mad.
I don't know if it's a fake thing. It could be part of the quote unquote show, as the pirates put it, but I don't know if it. There has to be an underlying reason. They, like, other than just it is a show. What monetary gain do they get from it other than like the money that they steal?
But they could have had so much more money. So it was almost like they didn't have time to get everything, but they wanted to hit everyone. Like, I don't get that either. Why not just go for the luxury cabins and steal more from them? Why even break into the common cabins, barely get anything, take non-valuable things? So it's really not for the money. It's more for just, I can't.
Maybe they're trying to hide what they're actually looking for.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, if you're trying to disguise what you're looking for, you take as much stuff as you possibly can.
So it's just a confusion tactic.
Maybe it's hard. It's so hard to say without more information. But there's a maintenance hatch here.
Ooh, I could probably fit in that. Or is it big?
I assume it's like a door, probably.
No, it's a hatch. It's
it's
a pressure hatch. It's got a full turn. It has to fall out, and then you have to climb up bodily. There's no ladder.
Well, it'd be.
I was gonna say, if only we had an airbender.
Well, let's transition here while you think about maintenance hatches. Imay, why don't you go ahead and roll me an assess while you head back towards the main cabin.
Imay's got some plans. Partial.
It's partial. One question.
Okay. I'm gonna go for, and I will contextualize it. Who or what is in the greatest danger? And I mean that in the sense of Imay thinks that this is all a red herring, a bit of a blitz attack, and that it was too sloppy to have any real purpose other than to distract people and move them away from something. So she thinks that this is what's happening now is what is the plan, and that whatever's actually being stolen or taken, or if someone's in danger, that's happening now while everyone's distracted. So I think she's looking for where people are and where they're being drawn away from. She wants to investigate wherever that way is.
Interesting.
Like, the staff might be pulling away because they're all being like bothered at the moment. So
Right.
thinking maybe they're trying to get information rather than an actual physical thing, and they need.
Well, the answer to your question, who or what is in the most danger, is you. Metal
Oh, no.
bindings clap around your wrists and ankles and wrap you into the wall as the man that Nick knocked over slams you into the wall and then binds you to the ceiling with metal.
I swear to God it was an accident. You know, she really just wanted to check on her moose line. You don't have to lose it, man, okay? Just calm down.
Oh, I'm calm. Everything's fine. I just needed to make sure that you weren't going to tell them someone was guarding the locked and unguarded cargo hold.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna say anything, obviously. I'm just a kid, right? Who's gonna believe me? It's fine. You can let me go. It's totally fine. I'll just go and sit in my room and be quiet. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, I like the sound of quiet. Let's start with that. And a big metal binding covers your mouth. He pulls part of the wall down and just puts you in it, and then puts the wall back up. As it closes to a small, very dark slit, he speaks through the gap. I'll be back in like an hour. Breathe through your nose. Just in and out through the nose, kid. And then the slit closes, and you are in absolute darkness, surrounded by the noise of machinery. One down. Alrighty. More importantly, the children and Dr. Miles. You guys head up to the engineering bay. Normally you wouldn't be allowed in here, but you've bothered these people enough, Miles, that they know who you are and that you know how most of this works anyway, so they might as well just let you in. They stop you like when you get to the door, like he's like, "Hey, Dr. Miles, I don't know if you should bring kids in here. It's kind of dangerous."
Well, how else are they going to learn about the actual mechanical advantage, as well as learning how to read an accelerometer here in the mechanical room?
Oh, you're gonna teach?
Okay.
You're teaching a class?
Well, furthermore, we're looking for any kind of clues as to who may have robbed the entire airship. I'm sure you're aware of this occasion.
No, they don't tell us anything. Robbed? There are thieves on board?
Yes, I'm sure you're missing belongings as well.
No, I doubt it. Our rooms are here in the engineering bay.
Oh, so they weren't robbed here in the engineering bay.
I mean, well, I can.
Have you checked?
Well, I haven't, but we can go check. I mean, you know as well as I do. It's hot as hell in
I was
there.
just posting. You must check them immediately.
Yeah. Look, I can't let kids in here for like just grins. I have an idea. Would you be willing to teach some of our juniors stuff, and we could say it was a learning opportunity, and then I could bring kids in like they were junior engineers?
Well, I'm sure. I mean, there's students at this point under my tutelage.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. So he opens up the door, calls over like Bobby, Jimmy, and Larry, who are, like young junior engineers who are on their like first airship flight. He's like, all right, you three join those other students, follow Dr. Miles around. He's going to teach y'all stuff about the airship. If he says stuff about robberies, that's nothing. It's fine. And they're like, okay, boss. And they just...
So this here is the axle. It is the central shaft, a rotating wheel or gear. A wheeled vehicles, the axle may be fixed to the wheels. Rotating with them are fixed to the vehicle, with wheels rotating around the axle. In the former case, bearings and bushings are provoked at a mooring points where the axle is supported. In the latter case, a bearing or bushing sits inside a central hole in the wheel to allow the wheel or gear to rotate around the axle. Sometimes, especially on bicycles, the latter type axle is referred to as the spindle. But in this case, it is just for the gear motion rotating this fan here, just cooling the mechanical room. But it's still fascinating. It's an axle none the least.
Ken and the junior engineers are taking literal notes. They've got a pen and paper out. They're writing stuff down. Len and Sen are like the bear in the bush. Indubitably investigatorial nonsense. Blah blah blah. Oh yes, good job.
And don't forget the spindle. We must
the
center the spindle.
You head over to you make a beeline for the engineers' quarters, which is kind of in the back of the engineering bay area. They do not look like they've been touched. This room is uncomfortably warm 24/7. The engineers are by no stretch of the imagination wealthy. The things that they could be stolen from them is like extra pair of clothing kind of stuff.
Okay, so I am investigating.
Would you like to
Looking for anything out of the ordinary, so I'm gonna do a little assess again.
Little
I'm just gonna roll a
assessment?
normal one.
Yep.
Normal. Oh, this is bad. Actually, normal assess is terrible for me. Where am I? It's creativity, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Oh my gosh, let's go.
a lucky pair of sixes.
So I'm honestly, oh man, I forgot to use the question, but like, it's like, what am I looking for or whatever? But I'm looking for
What should I be
anything
on
out
the
of the
lookout-
normal,
what
because
should
I
I be
should
on
be
the
very
lookout for?
familiar. I should be very familiar with the mechanical
Yeah,
room.
absolutely.
Is there anything out of the normal
So-
in the engineering bay?
A couple of things will probably strike your eye. One, you definitely make note of where the largest open spaces of the mechanical bays are, and that's where the landing gear is operated. As it's not necessary to be in motion at the moment, there's huge gaps where these monstrous gears sit still, and when they're not turning, there's a lot of open space. So you could easily store or hide things here, and there are crates that it looks like the engineers probably move when it comes time to land here, that may or may not be of interest to you, but there are some crates here. There's also you did say you were by the books. Would you say that math is one of your subjects? I think it is. You're an inventory guy. There's one too many engineers, Miles. You've met them all. You know them all, their names and faces.
New guy. Who's a new guy? Excellent. What does the new guy look like?
Tall, ropey muscle, like too thin, but obviously, has a labor-intensive kind of day. Eats well, like isn't weak thin. Is very strong, but works at is not bulky. Short black hair, probably like a pencil jawline of hair.
Not to double back on the landing gear and spaces
Sure.
and the gears. Does that look like it's going to be a hazard, especially when we go to land?
No, they move it when they land. So they'll
Okay.
spread that out to other spots, but they put it there because it's easier to access while they're in the air.
Okay. Quick quality control. Are there any hazards in the mechanical room,
Yes.
whether it's intended or not?
Yes.
Anything specific?
You did full hit. That's a good one. Yes. Some of the fuel intakes have been damaged. Not to the point that they're breaking or even in danger at the moment, but to the point that they could be easily compromised.
Okay.
And I don't say are damaged, I said have been damaged.
Oh, and can I deduce that?
Mm-hmm.
That somebody's tampered?
The wear and tear on these happen on the inside. These have been like partially stoved in from the outside.
Okay. All right. Time to get to work. So, students, sir, I'm gonna point to the new guy.
Yeah.
Please come over here for just a moment. I'm doing a brief lecture, and as you can see, you are an established engineer in
Yes,
here, so
yes.
I thought that you could explain to these students what a clutch is.
Clutch is a tool or part of an engine that is intended to shift the gearworks from lower or higher gears in order to go faster or slower, so that the turning mechanisms for the rotaries are able to spin at a higher or lower rate.
Not terrible, not a terrible explanation. It's a mechanical device which engages and disengages power transmission, especially from driving shaft to driven shaft.
That's what I
but
said,
not
but in
bad.
like, but I said that in words that students would understand.
More words, yes. I like to be a little bit more efficient with my language.
Oh, I mean that's you, sure.
How long have you been working here?
Oh, long time, long as I can remember, really. I feel like I spent my entire life in the air.
Your entire life.
Yeah.
You're born here. Wow, that's
I mean,
amazing.
not necessarily this airship, but like on an airship. Yeah.
You're born on an airship.
I was.
Wow. Do you have any other knowledge you'd like to bestow upon the students? Then you must be just flooded with immense amounts of mechanical knowledge.
You want like neat facts or just kind of like airship stuff?
Lay it on them. Heck, even a happy little joke would be great too. We love some mechanical humor, don't we?
I don't know any airship jokes, but the 18B series, made 2 generations after this one, was lighter and faster to the point that it actually was sunk on its maiden voyage due to a rogue cyclone over the ocean. The following 18C series was made with better wind control. Neat fact.
Better wind control. Excellent. Now, as far as jokes go, one back at the academy, little one is rode her. I hardly even know her.
Ken's like,
anyways,
is that that's a sex joke? That's a good one. The kids are like, Rhoda, yeah, indubitably, yes, I agree.
You guys can go ahead and tell that one to Bo. He'll love it. Now, engineers, I've noticed. Excuse me,
Yeah,
engineers,
yeah.
please focus. These fuel lines look in horrible condition. They need to be tended to immediately. What are you doing around here? Are you just bumping and ransacking the place?
The guy who's with you looks over and he's like, oh shit, you're right. Yeah. I head rushes off into the far end, back towards the storage with the gears. He's like, I'm gonna get some plates, and rushes off. Several of the engineers run over. They're like, broken fuel. Oh God, what happened? And they all head off in the same direction to grab some scrap metal.
Another crisis averted from Dr. Miles H.P. Winchester.
Ken looks
What would
up.
everyone do without me?
Ken looks up and he's like, so if those were to receive a strong, you can tell he's trying to think of a smart word, percussive force, they would break.
Percussive.
Yes. His face gets all anxious. Did I use the wrong word? Oh no! I was trying to sound smart.
I think you meant concussive, but that
Yeah, concussive force.
To err is everyone else. So. Anyways, I if you would mind taking the students and touring them around the cooling units and showing them how those work. I need to tend to some quality control over here near the landing gear. I much appreciate it.
Okay. Ken's like, all right. Which direction are they in? Over there? Are you telling? Did you tell the engineer to take them, or did you tell
the engineer? I'm telling the new engineer guy. What was his name, by the way? What was your name, sir?
Oh, he rushed off to get. He rushed off to get
scrap
metal.
Yes, that's fine.
It's just you and the kids right now.
Oh, it's just me and the kids. Yeah, just hang out with the cooling units. Don't touch anything. You could maim yourself. You know what that means, correct?
Hurt badly.
Yeah, and you don't want that, I'd assume.
Right.
So
yeah.
Don't put your hands in things.
Got it.
You would hurt yourself.
Len is immediately like, ha 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 ha.
Not my hand.
Yeah,
I warned you. So
they head off towards the cooling area.
Okay, so I'm gonna check out that landing gear space.
Okay.
Really quick.
So you head back there, which is where most of the engineers are, because that's where they've stored all of their spare materials until landing starts. And you see a bunch of them are back there grabbing scrap metal. Some of them grab I don't know if they have blow torches in this. They probably have firebenders to do blowtorch work. So yeah, one of them who's a firebender is putting on his helmet and stuff, and they're preparing to do repairs.
Excellent. Does it look like anything's been stowed here? Any boxes, crates? Looking for some stolen goods.
Are you like glancing around, or are you like rifling through crates?
Rifling through, very hands-on.
Yeah, one of the crates that they're like not using, behind some other stuff, does have a set of clothing that is not engineer or staff, and a small pair of curved daggers, like inside of a bundle.
Daggers, curved daggers.
Yes, curved daggers.
Does the clothing look formal or athletic?
Probably good travel wear.
Travel wear. Does it look like all the belongings would belong to one person or an assortment of different styles?
Just one.
Okay, interesting. So it looks like okay.
So someone has changed clothes and stowed their gear here instead of where everyone else puts theirs.
Good. This does seem odd. I'd like to approach an engineer in the area. Sir, can I have a moment of your time?
Yeah. What's that?
What was your name again?
Steven.
Staven. Well, that's with an A, correct? Staven.
A-Y. A-Y. Steven.
Staven.
Yeah.
Staven. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. There was a new engineer on deck. Do you know anything about him?
Oh, yeah. He said he got that he was contracted on at the that tourist spot that we stop at, that one.
So he just came on at the stop.
Yeah.
Do you know his name?
Nope. Had not to ask.
You didn't ask your coworker's name. What if there was an emergency and a disaster, and you had to call out to him and be specific? That's such reckless behavior as an employee.
I'd have been like, "Hey, you, fire!"
Well, there's lots of hey yous.
Yeah, I'd have hoped I'd got everybody's
How do you
attention
know
and said,
it's specifically
"Fire."
him in danger.
Well, they'd all know that there was a fire.
Reckless, absolutely reckless, Staven.
Oh, I'll try and do better, Dr. Miles. I know you're here to teach us and help us improve ourselves. I've been working on those breathing exercises you told me about.
Well, very good, very good. And you've also added some vegetables to your diet?
I tried. Is ketchup a vegetable?
No, it's technically a fruit, and mostly sugar.
Oh. What about mayonnaise?
You know what? You could possibly use vegetables to shovel mayonnaise and ketchup into your mouth if you so desired.
That's a good idea. I could get donuts and shovel ketchup into my mouth with them. Donuts is a vegetable, right?
Oh, your poor digestive system. Anyways, you know what? Carry on with your work. I think I need to go talk to your new coworker again.
Oh, all right. If you get his name, write it down. Let us know.
Yes, I will. Because I'm responsible.
All right.
Like some people.
If you say so. So you headed over to the new guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Who supposedly took care of those fuel lines?
He and all the other engineers, or as many engineers as can work on it at once, are working on the fuel lines. Yeah.
They're working on it. Good. And he's being very diligent with his work. I'm gonna micromanage the heck out of him.
Right,
make sure he's doing it all correct.
Turns out he's
breathing down his neck.
Yeah, he's also a firebender, so he's got a hood on. So there's him and another guy are doing the welding, while the others like position plates.
Sir, I need you to come over here for a second. Yes, I need you to cease work.
Pulls up his me. Oh,
yes.
All right. You're Miles, right?
Dr. Miles.
Oh, all right, Dr.
Doctor.
Miles. Yeah, sorry,
Yes.
my apologies. They've been talking about you around here. They say you're real smart.
They're correct.
That's nice.
Yes, it is. It is very, very nice for everyone. So I didn't get your name before.
Oh, it's Maru.
Maru.
Yep.
Maru. And that's M-A-Y, Maru.
No, just M-A-R-U.
I'm just teasing. I was just talking to Steven.
Oh yeah, Steven, I like him. He's funny.
Yeah, he doesn't have a clue who you are. But we'll get to know you. You came on the rest stop.
Yep.
Just back there. What were you previously employed as?
Oh, I was heating the bathhouse back at the tourist trap.
Heating the bathhouse back at the tourist trap.
Yep. Did you have a bath? That was me.
Very, very nice. Oh yes, I love a nice warm bath.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great for exfoliation.
True.
Have you noticed anything strange on the engineering deck? I'm sure you've done a walkabout and checked things out up here.
I mean, not terribly out of the ordinary, right? I mean, this airship's a little old, so it's got some wear and tear. But the SP-17s were tanks, man. I mean, it's not really at any risk of falling out of the sky anytime soon.
Great, excellent. Okay, I'm gonna have to dig in because he seems solid. This guy has got his alibi or whatever, so he's either completely normal and a good guy, but I know something's weird. There's weird clothes, so I'm gonna have to judge him at this point because I'm not getting anything.
Yeah.
But I am got baller stats. Let's go. Oh my god, I failed!
Oh,
God damn
a
it.
3 plus 3, unfortunately.
No,
yeah,
he gets to ask me a question.
Yes. Let me go look at your thing. You are the prodigy. So let's see. Judging a rival on a miss, they notice you watching them and may ask you one question from the list. How can I show you dominance?
That's what he wants to know?
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't like, this is me asking you so that he can then do that.
What my
like what would be so impressive to you that you'd be like, oh wow, this guy's on the level, he's super clean?
Bending, maybe?
A lot of it has to do with bending. Miles definitely has insecurities around bending that he tries to.
Well, no, I guess what I mean is like you were trying to, you're trying to figure out if he's a bad guy. So how can he become dominant in the situation and show or prove to you that he's not a bad guy?
Well, all he has to do is be like, oh no, I was hired on by the, have somebody vouch for him. I guess
just to be
like,
super legit, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I was already at the point.
Yeah.
Literally, where I'm like, this guy's not a bad guy.
Yep.
And so I just went for this move to be
like in context, that's all he needs to hear. Because like, I mean, realistically, my notes about this guy say, whiz kid at airships. That's his only feature.
Yeah, no, he's fine.
So he's like, yeah, I can get the foreman if you like. I don't want you to think I'm suspicious.
No, you're fine. I'm sorry I bothered you. Carry on with the fuel lines. You're doing excellent work. I'll make sure to tell your manager that you're doing a fine job.
Great.
Honestly, spectacular work you're doing here. And you were great with the kids as well. If you're ever in Republic City, I will give you a recommendation to the university there, Maru. Fantastic.
Well, that's real kind of you. I'll see if the skies take me that way.
I don't apologize often, and I do mean it. I'm very sincere about this. I apologize. You're a great young pupil of sorts.
Oh,
I think he's probably older than me.
He is. He definitely is. He's like, oh, thanks. Yeah, that's real kind of you. And he, like resumes welding. All right.
All right, I gotta go. Yeah, carry on. I'm gonna go tend to Ken Lennon's Sen.
You go hunt
Hopefully
them down. Sen is like literally has a pant leg stuck in a gear work and is like about to lose a limb when you arrive. She's like, ah, Miles! And we leave this scene with the chaos of two children trying not to kill themselves in an extremely dangerous mechanical area. We return to the cargo bay. Noir. So you're checking out this maintenance hatch. It seems strongly sealed. Someone would have to stand on something or work pretty hard to get this thing, get in and out this way. It's functional, but I wouldn't call it a quick access point.
All right, so
would you say that it's a unrealistic access point?
I said I wouldn't say it's unrealistic, just that it would not be a good option for quick entry and exit. So it's not a getaway point by any means, but it would probably be a good stealth access point into the ship if you weren't in a hurry.
Okay.
So I don't think
From
anything
the cargo
would be...
bay to somewhere else, or into the cargo bay, or into the ship in general.
Both. I mean, this leads this leads into a maintenance tunnel, which leads into the rest of the ship.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting, Jackie. Go ahead.
I was just gonna... So why are we trying to get in here? I mean, I don't think anything could be stored up there. It seems kind of hard to get into.
Yeah, that's...
You think someone could be up there?
No, it's...
I can check. I can check and see if there's anything up there. Maybe someone's stowing away.
No, it's less about stowing away. It's more about where do they put the stuff. Like, how do they move the stuff from from our quarters to here or somewhere else on the ship?
I guess I want to look around and see if there's any skid marks, or if there's any damaged crates, or any trails of things in the crates, to the crates.
How much
Anything
time
sticking out of crate?
How much time are you willing to kill here?
Bo, I think I'm gonna spend a little bit of time and look around, because this has to be where everything is. I mean, we can't leave here empty-handed.
I don't think that this has to be where it's kept at, but
I mean, where else would it be?
The boat.
The boat.
The boat.
Well, if it has to be here, why wouldn't you try and put it somewhere else? If it's the only logical place for it to be, why would it be here?
Because it's easy to hide. I mean, look, we can't see anything here. All the crates are locked.
Right, but to be able to get it and store it in the crates, they thinking from a point of view of transport, getting it in, getting it out, putting it where it needs to be, takes time.
Right. I mean, they had all first breakfast to do this.
Well, you said yourself that it looked like they were in a big hurry.
Well, if there's a lot of people doing it, I mean, it's possible. And if they're benders, especially, it's possible. You know what? If you want to go check somewhere else, that's fine. But I'm going to look over here.
I'm going to look with you, but I'm going to more look for... I'm not going to be looking really for the goods. I'm going to be looking for something just really is out of place. Just trying to...
Okay.
It just doesn't make sense. Okay. And then I guess I'll... If you want me to roll assess again, I can.
Sure. If you like.
Yeah.
Can I just look?
Yeah.
I'll roll.
You could.
Ugh.
It'll be more effective to roll.
It will.
Okay.
It allows me to give you stuff based on context instead of just saying, well, there's some boxes, and hope you ask right questions.
Okay.
All right, there's a partial. Ask me a question.
Okay. Let me find my questions again. Boop. What here can I use to open the crates?
Depends on which crates you're willing to open up. The wooden crates, you can find a crowbar, like in, just kind of hanging around somewhere. The metal crates would be much harder to get into. So you'd have to find
The wooden ones, for sure.
Okay, yeah, you can find crowbars, somewhere.
Okay, I want to look for one that's, I don't know, a crate that looks like it may have been placed there recently, like one near the front, or one that looks like it has a damage to it or anything like that.
Okay. You start, and you said you're willing to spend time here.
Yeah.
Okay. So you start skimming through the area. Bo, what were you doing?
I was gonna say, can I actually? I think it's. I don't know how many fatigue it is, but I wanted to spend some fatigue to actually get a question.
Okay.
I think it's one fatigue. So the question I was gonna ask is, since we're in here, I'm gonna be looking for who or what in the greatest danger.
Oh no. We know how that turned out last time.
I'm glad you asked that question. It occurs to you after a good long time. You've been in here for probably 15, 20, maybe up to 30 minutes if you're walking around with Nick as she tries to look for good crate, candidates for crowbarring. Nick, you'll break into a couple of them or crack the corner of a couple of them to find them. They were just poor quality. That's why they looked damaged, not because they were tampered with. You'll find, some bolts of cloth, some machinery parts, personal goods and stuff like that, but not y'all's personal stuff. Somebody was relocating their home kind of personal goods. We'll come back with some more in a bit. Bo, after a good long while of going through here and you're letting your mind kind of simmer on the possibilities, cargo holds are supposed to be locked, not guarded. Why was the door even open? How did she just slide by some dude, open a door that's supposed to be locked, and get into the cargo hold, and then not have any staff come chase you into the room? Who or what is in the greatest danger? Probably Imay.
Okay. And be like, Nick, I don't want to say we need to hurry up, but why was this place guarded and not just locked?
I don't know.
Nick, you have no idea why anything happens in airships. That's not your problem. You're rich. You stay in your fancy room.
Seemed pretty normal to me.
What? Why wouldn't they just lock it? Why would there be somebody guarding it? Unless there's people taking stuff in and out of here, or they're.
So you're saying that guy could have been in on it?
Probably, but the real question is, what about Imay?
What about her?
Just left her with that guy.
Oh my god.
Do you want to come with me to check it out, or do you want me to go by myself and leave you here alone? I don't want to leave another person alone.
Well, I can handle myself, so that's not a problem. Do you think I should try and check this maintenance hatch? I mean, something is fishy here and we still haven't found it.
There's lots more crates here, Nick. You could still check a bunch more of them.
Why don't you go check on Imay? I'll stay here. I have the animals.
I'll guard them.
and as soon as I find my boots, I'll come help.
Okay, but I'm very worried about Imay, so I'm gonna go.
All right, so
Okay,
Bo
well,
dashes off.
Yeah. Sure, she'll be fine. She's pretty capable.
It's true. Imay is very capable. Nick, go ahead and roll me a D. Well, I will give you something as a player. Your stuff is in this cargo hold. It is here. How long it takes you to find it is the problem. Roll me a D6 plus 1, and it's that many minutes times 10 until you discover the correct box.
Okay.
So it will take you almost 50 minutes.
50
and
minutes.
Now you spent 20 to 30 here. So it means another 20 or 30 and you'll find the right box.
Are there any animals that I know are good sniffers?
If he was awake, Atka's a great sniffer. But unfortunately, he's heavily sedated.
He's asleep. Okay.
There are some pig
All right,
sheep.
well.
Pig are good at finding some things. Does any of your stuff smell like truffles? Do you have a truffle oil lotion?
Yes.
All right. So you want to go free a pig sheep?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll cut
All
your
right,
time
then-
down from 30 to 15 with the aid of a pig sheep. Okay, so yeah, you'll spend the next 15 minutes hunting for your stuff with the aid of a pig sheep, and you'll find yours and everyone else's missing stuff. It's not just yours. Like, they stashed all of it in this crate. Okay, so we'll come back to you in 15, in-game minutes. Bo, you dash off towards the door you came through, and it stands closed and locked.
Would try and unlock it if there's a way to unlock it. If not, I'm gonna try and, I'm gonna double check the door, make sure it's locked. And all this is metal, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Why would the lock be on the outside? That doesn't make any sense.
It just locks from both sides.
Do I unlock it?
You have a key?
No, but I would try and ice key it and open it up.
That's an option. How would you propose to ice key it? This is a fun little D&D solution that almost never goes right. But I'd love to hear you. Go ahead.
Him having been with mercenaries, he's seen how locks get picked or how things get opened.
Okay.
So basically what he's going to do is he's going to try and finesse water.
So you're gonna try and make some hardened ice and then pick the lock with it rather than make an icy key or something else?
Well, so instead he's just going to push the water in,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to keep pushing in until he starts hearing, or I don't know I assume that he wouldn't be able to feel it.
No.
But if he could hear the clicks, or if he feels like the way that you realistically pick it would be you have tension on it and
Right.
then you feel it
You have to
give a little bit.
You have to push the tumblers and then find the
Yeah.
spot and then rotate.
Right. And that's what he would attempt to do with ice.
Okay.
And if he couldn't do it by pushing water in, then he would try and make picks out of ice.
Roll with focus at a -2.
Focus and a -2. 0 focus, so
That's still a partial. You avoid breaking the lock when you decide to solidify your ice hard enough to push tumblers down. Good job. You didn't break it.
okay.
Now what? You're gonna pull it out and try and use picks?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like a trick to me. Or a push your luck if you prefer with passion, but you'll have a worse result if you use passion. All right, you'll have, if you fail with passion, it will be worse than if you fail with creativity.
Okay, I'll do it with creativity then.
Okay.
Is it just a normal roll, or do you want to
Regular?
Okay.
That's the partial. It'll take you a bit. The picks break like a lot. It's just ice, you know, and very small, fragile ice at the tips. But eventually you'll get it. Why don't you go ahead and roll me, I don't know, a D10. That's how many minutes it takes you. 9 more minutes. All right. Imay, unfortunately, they've both rolled a lot of minutes. I'm gonna need you to take 4 fatigue of heat exhaustion.
All the fatigue.
That is almost all of the fatigue, yes. Eventually, Bo, you do get out of the room.
I get out, I'm expecting him to still be there, so at this point, like, I'm not sure, and so Bo has been like, Will's been turning. It's worst case scenario for him.
Oh, yeah.
At all points now, so he's kind of like freaking out.
You
So as soon as he opens the door, if he's
check.
there, he's fighting that guy.
He's not there.
Okay. I'm gonna walk out and
Take a look around.
I'm gonna take a look around and see if anybody's there. Since he's not there, is there anybody else there?
Imay, at what point do you believe, or do you feel like you would go from like attempting to use your airbending training to calm yourself, to get through this, to full-on panic? How many fatigue in do you think that takes for Imay?
I think she started at full on panic.
Okay.
And then after about 5 minutes, brought herself down and, tried to do the meditative breathing herself, back to reality. About 15 minutes after that, she would have not been able to hold on much longer.
So around the 2 fatigue mark, you lose your cool. And then for the next, for the proceeding 20 minutes, you are full on panicking. At this point, to the point that you're about to panic yourself unconscious. But that does mean that you're probably making noise. Bo, you will, like in this relatively quiet hallway, you will hear something that is not mechanical coming from the metal wall. And if you look, you'll notice like a small lip where the metal is not flush like it should be.
I'm gonna push water in between it and ice it to make
try
it
and
expand. To
force
try
it apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care if I destroy it.
Roll with focus.
Here, whimper. Okay. Hope I don't hurt her.
So I'll give you 2 choices. You can succeed at this, but go overboard, or fail. It's kind of a panic moment. I can see how you would go a little too hard.
I would, definitely go overboard.
Okay, so yeah, you
Splits Imay in half.
You pull all the water out of your water skin instead of just enough. Shove it into the gap, and then just use all the bending power you've got to freeze it instantly. Imay, you take your final block of fatigue as you get slammed in the face by a huge but blessedly cool block of ice. You see through maybe like a 6 to 12, maybe like let's call like 9-inch gap that your ice managed to expand to. This, huge torrent of like hot air and the, barely illuminated, bound metal form of Imay.
You're gonna be okay. I've got you. And then, hold on, I want to use...
You want guide and comfort? No, harmony's terrible. You can just roll. You can just take a fatigue and do it and use the help action.
Could, but what I was gonna do is I was gonna take my abilities.
Abilities.
Yeah, the broken stuff. I am the pillar. There it is.
No, it's too nice. This one. Of course, it didn't work. Let's try again.
I'm going to spend
Yeah.
my leadership point or my team point that I
Burn
made.
that team point from last session.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to end. I'm gonna rally her.
Okay.
Calm down. You're almost out, and it also clears 2 fatigue.
Oh, that's nice. She goes from 5 to 3. 6 to 4? Oh no.
Yep.
So when you opened that up, she was probably beyond like regular consciousness. Yeah, she's awake, but this is, like full on heat exhaustion. If she was on her feet, she'd be roiling around. But you bring her back down to 4 with a calm, leader-y demeanor.
And I'm gonna I assume she's real red-faced.
Oh yeah, you can tell she's got some like mild heat burns and is probably severely dehydrated.
Cooling her off. I'm gonna be cooling Imay off with water and kind of trying to circulate it, prevent it from getting too hot, and cooling it down myself.
Okay.
And then once I feel Imay is good, I'm gonna start taking it, making cylinders of water, and then icing it to push the metal off, or attempt to. Since it's already kind of blown off, I want to attempt to push it further.
You're talking about the wall.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna have a hard time
with the and that's what I was like. How are you gonna do that with the bindings? That sounds like it would hurt Imay terribly.
Yep.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. So just the wall. Yeah. With some time, and now that Imay's safe, the time's not as big a deal. You'll be able to pull this wall into a much larger gap that you could reach through, or that the heat will escape through, and the danger to her fatigue will be gone.
And once I feel like Imay's out of danger, I'm gonna immediately run back into the cargo bay and holler for Nick. I'm gonna be like, Nick, I need your help now.
All right. For good and plot timing, let's say, Nick, you just found the crate. Like, you opened up and you were like, my boots! And then you hear him yelling for you.
Okay, coming! Can I just scoop up as much as I can?
Yeah.
Mostly my stuff.
Right,
if anyone else stuff.
You grab an armload of most of your gear and some other stuff. Like, oh, this pair of earrings isn't mine, but I'd like it to be.
Ooh, these are cute. Nice. I'll find the owner, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Nick comes running out into the hallway with an armload of her possessions.
After I pat the little pig. Thank you, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, bye.
So you don't go put him up. You hurry out and leave him free roaming?
Yep.
Okay. All right. You rush out.
Okay, run back.
Go ahead. What do you say? What do you do?
Okay, I barge in. Imay, oh no! And I just kind of spew the stuff around. Are you okay? How do we get these things off?
Well, I would like for you to stay here and comfort Imay.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. Imay, I found your staff. I definitely grabbed that.
Okay, sure.
Everything's gonna be okay now because you have your staff.
Obviously, you just leaning against her, like as she's bound to the ceiling. Look, it's fine. See.
Okay. I want to assess if Kosher left, if Bo left.
Yeah, Bo, what are you doing?
I have not left yet. I'm there's a couple questions I want to.
Okay.
And then it's gonna be, was it the person standing guard?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I assume you don't know where he went because you were in the wall or the ceiling. Okay. The other assumption is he bends metal.
Either that or he's impossibly strong.
Yep. I don't know if you're able to bend right now, but I can't really get you out of those metal bands without hurting you.
You mean the best to the best of your ability while you were doing your breathing exercises, you did assess. I mean, you're a bender, you're practiced. You can do your controlled breathing, so you can do air gusts out your nostrils, which doesn't help you. And you might be able to swirl the superheated air around you a little, which doesn't help you.
Just for sake of knowing, I try and grab the metal and bend it with my actually bend it with my hands.
Just pull it with your hands.
Yep. I assume I'm gonna try and probably use. I'll probably cool my hands off with water and freeze it a little bit to make sure it's not too hot.
It's not so hot that it would burn the skin, but the area itself is just high heat. So it'll feel hot because just the heat differential, but not so much that it would be causing skin damage. Metal's tough, man. I mean, you're a strong guy. You come from a mercenary background. It is not inconceivable that with time, with a lot of wrenching, you might be able to break some of to bend or break these bindings. But there'd be another I'd make you roll for time kind of situation.
Okay. I just look at her I will basically plead to her. I'm sorry, I don't know how to help. We got to go find this guy. I don't want to leave you here. The best I can do is leave Nick here.
Are Imay's hands relatively free?
From the wrist out, technically so. You are bound, hands at your waist to the ceiling.
Down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, down at your waists.
If you look at Imay's hands...
She makes a W of some kind, or an M.
M. M.
Metal.
M for metal, yes.
Metal bending.
Metal bender.
We do need someone to metal bend to get these off. I mean, I could try to mess with them. I don't know. Metal mom.
Mom, yes, call my mother.
Milk. Mayonnaise. Bro, what words start with M? Help me.
Melvin?
I don't know.
It sounds like you're not getting it. It sounds like you're not gonna get it. Go ahead and Bo, if you're gonna go and find help, you should go do that.
Okay, I want to run and try and find help. Okay.
Bo, apologizes for having to leave, but dashes off to find help. That was a good thought, Imay. I like that. Okay, so we will assume that Nick hangs out, attempts to comfort Imay, maybe uses some water bending to keep the area cool, as that blasts of heat through the air duct still come out through this wall now.
And I want to use guide and comfort.
Absolutely.
To hopefully clear some fatigue.
Yep.
Please.
That's a +1. On a hit, they choose. I'm assuming they're not going to shut you down. So yeah, you can embrace some guidance if you like, Imay. That'd clear either a condition or 2 fatigue. Bring you down to 2.
I'm gonna clear 2 fatigue.
That's a good plan. All right, so you're feeling better with some cooling comfort from your pal Nick. We'll dash off back to the engineering bay. I lost the song I was using. Let's do this one. Back in the engineering bay.
Which one was stuck? Ken, Len, Sen?
Sen, the little girl, got her pant
Sen.
leg stuck in a gear.
Sen, I told you not to touch anything. I'm assuming I got her out.
Me too. Yeah, you pulled her out. It tears the pant leg, but yeah, she's fine. It wasn't on purpose.
No, you didn't heed my warning.
I did. I heeded it. I don't know what heed means, but I'm pretty sure I heeded it.
You certainly did not heed it.
Look, I'm clumsy.
The
Okay.
opposite of heeding my
I'm
warning.
clumsy and you're mean.
Yes, I am mean. Does that prove a point? Are you going to do that again?
No, not on purpose.
No, you're not.
I didn't do it this time either, though.
Well, I think you learned your lesson. The hard
Obviously.
way, and it could have been much worse.
Yeah. It coulda.
It could have been.
Yeah.
You could be losing a limb.
Yeah.
You could be one leg shorter.
Yeah. I could. Yeah.
Anyways, Ken, Len, Sen,
Mm-hmm.
I think we must be off. I've investigated the engineering room quite thoroughly, and we found some issues. We managed to patch up the fuel lines. So a big pat on the back for everyone. As my little apprentices, you can have a snippet of credit for watching me do all the work. And let's head and see how our interns are doing. I believe they're investigating all this stuff as well. Do you know if they headed anywhere? Do you know anything about where they might be?
Yeah, they were saying that they were gonna go to the cargo hold.
The cargo hold.
Yeah.
That would be a reasonable and smart place for them to be looking around. I could see our stolen goods being in the cargo hold. Let's see if they've had any success.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I think I need you to roll. Roll with passion for me, Miles. Okay.
Sure. Fair enough.
You're rolling right now for your passion to teach, to impart your knowledge, not necessarily to tell, but to aid others learn. And you can see that while you've been lecturing Sen and Ken quite a lot, and Sen and Ken quite a lot, Len, the young boy, was super concerned with Sen, but the reason that he was distracted and how Sen got caught is that he is fascinated by a small box full of somethings. And he gets up and he's like, I'm gonna stay here. Is that okay? Can I stay?
Oh, why do you need to stay? Do I see the box?
Yeah.
What do you have there, Len?
Well, I thought this doesn't look right.
What doesn't look right?
You head over there, and there's good reason you and Ken wouldn't notice. It's a small box at foot level that's more appropriate for someone down on their hands and knees or a child to be looking into. Most of the gears in here are not of the same age era material of this ship. They're a newer metal, shinier. The teeth are all still sharp. There's no wear and tear. This box is probably not even necessary for the B-17 model airship.
What a peculiar find you have there. Do I know do I know what model they might be from? Is it a new model?
This is, if you search your mind, the SP-17s were tanks. They were intended to work under heavily adverse conditions. This is an airflow regulator for a much newer, much faster model of airship that would probably pump too much oxygen-rich air into the fuel lines.
Do I know if it's from the 18B series?
It is from the 18B series.
Peculiar. Very peculiar.
Did I do good? Is this not right? It looked shinier, which is different because everything else is filthy.
Yes, this gearbox is from the 18B series. If we use this, it's gonna pump way too much oxygen into the fuel lines. This could be a severe hazard. Oh. Why'd you name them all this? How do moms have kids with different names? These are all the same, and it's so freaking frustrating.
Ken is the older, Len is the younger brother, Sen is the girl.
I got it, but I constantly have to look at my notes.
Me too. I didn't do this, by the way. Y'all named the little girl and wanted it to rhyme, so fuck off.
Ooh, I don't remember doing.
I think it was Zixon. You did this to yourself.
He was high, whatever.
Yeah.
Len, this needs to be tended to immediately. Fantastic work. You are excelling at this mechanical knowledge. You kind of remind me of myself, honestly. It's a pleasure. It's a very much so pleasure.
He like brightens up. Thanks, I guess.
Let's go find one of the technicians here and make sure that they're notified about this. Man, we're doing all kinds of fantastic work here in the engineering room here, in the mechanical room. Great. This is fantastic.
You dash off. The engineers have finished repairing the damaged fuel lines, and are like scattered back to their normal duties. Are you looking for anyone in particular, or you just grab an engineer?
I'm gonna go find my buddy Maru, who I am 100% sure is a great young great guy.
Maru's gone.
Maru doesn't seem to be around.
He's not.
Okay, well fine. I'll find somebody else who is working on the view.
Staven?
I'll find anybody. Staven?
Maybe not Staven?
Staven. Is there like a Dave?
There's
maybe?
Yeah, there are plenty of Daves.
Find a Dave.
All right, so you grab a Dave. It's like, hey, good catch on the fuel line there. Can I help you?
Yes, we found another hazard here in the mechanical room.
Another hazard?
Can you? Yes. Please follow me. This needs to be tended to immediately.
Sure. He hustles over with you.
As you can see here, we have a gearbox that is suited for an 18B series. This is going to pump way too much oxygen into our fuel lines, causing a potential hazard that could be quite combustive.
Like, Steve? No, not you, Steven.
Steve.
Steve.
Mm-hmm.
You did the rounds before takeoff, right? Was that there? No. What the hell is that? He looks at Dave and Steve look over at you. Yeah, that wasn't there when we took off in Bossing Say. You said it's gonna pump in too much air?
Who's the general manager here? Who's in charge of the mechanical room?
Oh, Larry over there.
Larry, one of you please go fetch him. We've got some serious concerns.
Larry! Steve like runs off to grab like a bunch of wrenches. He's gonna try and dismantle this piece right now, because this is potential for catastrophic failure. Larry comes over. Hey guys, good work today. Proud of you. Good work environment.
Oh, what a positive boss you have. Well, sorry to inform you this, but I'm afraid someone may be on the airship sabotaging the mechanical equipment.
Oh shit!
The fuel
really?
lines today.
Yeah.
That your crew so excellently patched up. It didn't look like normal wear and tear, and it looked like somebody had done something to damage those fuel lines. And this mechanical box here that was installed that Dave and Steve have notified me that was checked prior to takeoff, was installed post-takeoff, and as you can see, it's for the 18B series. It's not suited for this air vessel.
18B? Didn't that crash?
Didn't an 18B series crash? Yes.
Oh, that sounds terrible. We should get to work on that right away. Dave, Steve, I'm gonna let y'all take care of that. I'm gonna be real proud of you. You know what? We're gonna get you an extra bonus in your pay too if you get it done right quick and in a hurry.
So Larry, I guess what I'm inquiring is, I would double your rounds on your quality control in the mechanical room.
Well, if Steve says it wasn't there when we took off in Bossing Say, then it wasn't there. I trust Steve implicitly.
Right, and it is there now. So
Yeah.
I'm saying somebody on board is tampering with things, and you need to double your quality control of the mechanical room.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a team meeting right after this gets fixed. We're gonna get figured out.
Okay. I will be back tomorrow to ensure that you are doing this.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to. You know what? I'm gonna pencil you in. Well, how's 6:30 in the morning sound?
I'm sure you're looking forward to it. Yes, that'd be fantastic. It's 6:30. Yeah, I'm more of an early riser. Make it 6.
6 o'clock. All right. Right before first breakfast. Gotcha. Great. Cool.
6 a.m. Well, you know what? Actually, on second thought, I need you to do your work first. I'll be back at noon, and I'll make sure you did everything correctly.
Noon tomorrow?
Yes.
All right. Duly noted. Meeting with Dr. Miles. Noon tomorrow. Check-in on the saboteur potential.
Very good. Very good.
We'll see you tomorrow, Dr. Miles. Best of luck with whatever it is you're about to go off and do.
I'm sure that my interns are having a better day than me.
Oh, yes,
It's
I'm
awful.
sure.
It's a mess.
We catch up with our good pal, Bo, dashing off back into the the common area, let's say. Bo, things are not all well here with the masses either. A little chaotic here on the ship today. Several people have, in the last 45 or so minutes that you've been gone, broken out into fistfights. There's blood on the floor. Not like somebody died, but I mean like splattered blood from the fighting on the floor. You see a handful of people are being restrained by like airship staff. And the captain looks like he just finished shouting at all of these people moments ago. You rush into the scene, all sorts of in a hurry and panicked based on what's happening behind you.
Take just a second to just kind of
take in the scene. You see the
scene.
The captain's calming down. He's like, now I told y'all we will find the thieves. That doesn't mean you need to kick each other's asses. Nobody's getting off the ship. It's fine. Calm down.
And I want to walk up to the captain and be like, can I have a word with you for a moment?
Bo, right?
Yep.
Yeah, what do you need?
Actually, at this moment, the gears in his head are working. Wait a minute. He's got to be in on the whole. It's like a planned thing. So if this is also part of it, he's like, fuck. Is there anything I can help you guys with? I noticed that like we've been trying to help a little bit, but
did you find anything? I saw you and all your pals dash off.
I believe the rich girl, Nick, found everything in a crate.
Oh, the possessions have been found. Are you sure? All of them?
I don't know about all of them, but she
some?
at least found some of her stuff. Yeah,
well, that's
she found
great
some of her
news.
stuff.
A bunch of these chuckleheads will calm down.
Yep.
That's
And while I'm talking to him, I'm scanning the people's faces in the room, looking for the metal bender.
Sure. Go ahead and make me an assess with a -1.
-1 to my assessment, or just a -1 overall?
How is that different?
Like so, because it's based off your.
I want you to roll whatever your roll would be with a -1.
Okay.
So not a -1 total, just a -1 to
That's
whatever it
what I
was.
was asking.
Okay. Partial hit, sure. You do not see the metal bender. You do take a longer scan of the room, and a lot of people are in disarray here. A lot of the clothing is disheveled. Some stuff's been like ripped and torn. Several people have are gonna have black eyes in the near future. The couple who reported the problem are not here. Whether or not that's related, it is something you notice with your partial.
Okay. But I'm like, okay, I want to kind of just kind of end the conversation there and be like, if there's anything else you guys need, let us know. We're more than willing to help. Even if it comes down to like helping deal with the crowd if they're not satisfied with, the stuff being found.
Yeah, great. I mean, thanks so much for finding it. That's awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and tell them now. You said where was it?
It was down in the cargo area.
The cargo hold.
I don't know exactly where the container was as Nick found it, but
I wonder how they got in and out. That's supposed to be a locked area.
We actually got locked in after we entered. It was
really,
but
by who?
I'm not sure. We didn't see, but I didn't I kind of closed. I kind of just pulled the door ajar just a little bit. And then I didn't really hear it get closed or locked.
So it was it was open when you approached. It wasn't locked like it's supposed to be.
Correct.
Sloppy of them, I guess. But all right. Thanks. I mean, if it's in the cargo hold, we don't want a bunch of people running down there. I'll send some of the staff to find Nick and ask her, which crate it was, and then we'll get it all come back up here. I guess I'm gonna go appease the masses. Thank you, Mr. Bell.
Okay, no problem. And then I want to kind of head off and start. I'm looking for this metal bender.
Okay.
I'm already angry, and I'm kind of pissed off right now. So I'm looking for a fight.
All right. As you exit the room, you can hear him be like, all right, folks, it sounds like we have located some, if not all, of your belongings. We're sending the staff down there right now to retrieve them. They'll be back up and in your hands shortly. We have not located the thieves just yet, but with your belongings located, at the very least, no one's been robbed anymore, and we only need to figure out who perpetrated this problem here. You hear him start to try and schmooze them. He has to repeat himself several times. Calm down. We found it. It's fine. Blah, blah, blah. 3 or 4 staff members rush off down the opposite hall the way you came. They'll catch up with the 2 ladies soon. You do find a person who works with Metal Bow. His name's Dr. Miles.
Miles.
Am I there?
Yeah.
Am I back?
Yeah, you run up with the kids.
Dude, Bo's so stoked. He's to work with me? My intern! How's your day been? You've been investigating the stolen goods, I'm sure, right? You're very proactive.
Yes, we've already found it. But
You found the stolen goods?
Yes. Well, I didn't. Nick did, but yeah.
She's so talented.
And I just look at the kids. Kids, earmuffs, cover your ears, please.
Me too? Ken says.
No, you're fine.
Okay. All right. La 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 la.
All right. So, Imay, the airbender.
The fantastic airbender, yes.
Yep. Got trapped in the wall or in the ceiling.
Trapped in the wall.
And yep, I kind of blew some of the wall off with some water and freezing it.
Okay, so you got her out.
No, she is kind of strapped down with other metal. I can't do anything with it without hurting Imay, and I don't want to do that. I think that you probably have a better solution. I need your help.
Yes, we can definitely work with metal. Yes, I'll solve this problem.
Nick,
I
Nick
need to
is with
find...
Imay.
Nick's with Imay.
Whatever you need, tell me. I'll go find it. I'm looking for. There is a metal bender here. So please be on your toes. I give him just a brief description of the guy.
Okay.
So there's clearly somebody quite hostile on board on your end. Bo, I'm going to tell you this in confidence. You seem like a diligent young man, and I believe there's quite some villainy happening on this air vessel. Quite a few things were sabotaged in the mechanical room as I was doing quality control. These didn't look like normal wear and tear. It looks like an individual has gone through and purposefully damaged and sabotaged different mechanical devices. Not to get into too many details. So this is something we're going to need to get to the bottom of, because I don't want to die in a fiery airship crash. I feel like that's a reasonable motivation for both of us to solve this mystery. Anyways, Imay, she's not doing very well, so we'll take care of that right now.
Correct, but I don't know if time is of the essence. It's
not of the essence. Oh, she's fine. Okay. What do you want to take care
of? But I don't know if it. I think the stealing stuff was a distraction. It doesn't make sense. They did. It just took us a little while to find it.
So wait, are you saying
but I don't know
maybe...
if but I don't know what the distraction was for. I don't know if it was for what you were talking about or if it's something else that was.
Who are we dealing with? If that were the case, they stole things with the intent of sending everyone to the cargo room while sabotaging the mechanical room. Is that what you're basically inferring? Who are you people? Do you have enemies? Does this have anything to do with you three?
We do have enemies. That's why we were leaving. I thought I didn't really explain that, but the Everly company.
Everly well.
Yeah, they make great airships. Yes.
Yes. The owner of that company is probably looking for us.
They're looking for you.
Yes.
Why? What did you... That's a very large company. You don't want to be on these large corporations' bad sides. What did you do?
Something good.
You did something good.
Yep.
You did something good. So now someone could possibly...
You can piece it together later, but I would rather get looking in on this, but it's...
Okay, now time's of the essence. Okay.
Well, for what we're, like, whatever the distraction was for. I don't know if it was for sabotaging the ship or what.
Okay. So, we're on the lookout. You're saying they may be bending metal and trapping your friend.
They're not, maybe. How else would someone get in?
Did you see them do that?
How would someone get in the wall, metal put over them, and a whole entire metal sheet get put over top of them and then get put in a wall? Without metal bending.
Fine. We'll assume a metal bender.
Yes.
We'll make assumptions.
A
strong hypothesis.
I don't think one person could have done this either. I don't know how many it would have taken, but...
Okay, well, so if this is the case, this does give us a suspect that is an earthbender, then. So that helps. We can deduce that. All right. Okay.
So you're gonna dash off with the kids in
So-
tow to help rescue Imay.
I'm gonna,
I'm gonna need help.
Well, you got the kids.
My plan is here is we're going to have to we could either cut or we could use a torch, and I think if we use a torch, you could keep the areas that we're torching to get her out cool, so she's not being burned by the torch. Right? You can do that with your water vending. Oh,
I can.
Nick is also right there, or not with y'all.
Nick
but
is
at the...
also. I was gonna say Nick is with Imay, so Nick can take care of that. I don't have to be there for that.
sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go.
I want to continue looking, but I think that us looking for what the distraction was for is more important at the moment.
Okay, so leave. Imay's fine. We'll leave her, and we'll get her out of the metal later, and we're gonna look for the distraction.
And unless you think you can do it really quickly, because a 2 more pair of eyes is better than what we have now, but it's going to take time.
Do you have a lead? Do you know where you want to look?
Nope.
You don't have a lead. How about this? I will go help Imay. You go find a lead, and then get back to me.
Okay, but if you guys can't find me later,
You said that
look for me.
You said that Imay. Did Imay give you a description of who got her trapped in the metal?
I assume it was the
What did
person
Imay
that
tell
I
you?
described.
Yeah, so he
She
did.
has a band over her mouth.
He did describe.
Imay can't talk. You know, that could be useful. I would
Yes.
say that would be a very useful thing, is if Imay
No,
could
you're
talk.
right. You're
Okay.
right. So
All
yeah,
right.
go.
So I'm gonna go get a cutting torch, and then I believe Nick, the very, very talented, beautiful, magnificent Nick, she'll keep Imay cool while I do some cutting.
Yes.
On the metal. Okay. Excellent game plan. All right. Meeting adjourned. Very good. Good job, Bo. Really, really, really great work.
Ken, do you want to take your siblings and go with the rest of the group of the people? Any information that you can gather.
Yeah,
Very helpful.
Yeah, I'll I mean, I don't really want to go look for a metal bender, so
I don't want you all around while I'm looking for a metal bender. Is the main thing.
I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go put the kids in the room. That sounds like the safest plan. So he splits off, and we'll leave them out of these, so I don't have to roleplay them for a while. Cool. So we'll find Imay and Nick attempting to comfort and cool and helping her stay, present and not freak out anymore. When the staff would show up first. So 3 or 4 staff members come running up and see Nick and the broken wall. And they're like, "Oh, what happened to the wall? Oh God!" They see Imay, metal bent to the ceiling. They look over at Nick. Do you know how to get? Do we need to get ropes? We don't really have metal cutting tools on the ship. The engineers might have some. Go get one of the engineers. And some dude rushes off to the engineering bay.
Okay. Well, and Nick is in the process of putting pillows like beneath Imay where
So
she
she
would
falls.
possibly be let down.
Okay.
So, yeah, well, I was thinking we should probably get the chains broken first, then get her down so that she can at least be sitting until we can figure this out.
Not you, him.
my bad.
Sizing.
Oh. Do the chains
Yeah. I don't know if we could get any chains in between there. It looks pretty tight. I could probably get a rope in, but rope's not really great versus metal.
Wait, are there chains? I thought there were chains.
No.
She's
She's metal bent. Yeah, she has just strips of steel bent around her wrists, ankles, and face, pinning her into the ceiling.
So like flat against the ceiling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh dear lord. Okay, fanning with
Okay.
blankets or something.
One of the dude runs off for an engineer. Another dude runs off to see if he can find any helpful tools in the cargo bay. 2 more just stand there, kind of freaking out, having no idea what to do in the situation. Why don't the both of you... Actually, Nick, why don't you roll me an assess with a -2 into whatever you had. Imay, I think you're a little too out of it to roll this roll.
I have horrible accessibility. So I see nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, on the bright side, I found my perfume. Look. You want some Imay? Smells really good. I was kind of smelling like pigs because I was feeding some earlier, so I needed that. Sorry. Frick.
Imay looks panicked despite your jovial demeanor.
What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?
She, to the best of her ability, she gestures with her eyes, which is not a lot.
I look where she's gesturing.
She's just kind of looking around you.
Men, you people, do you know what she could possibly be talking about?
They look up. They're like, okay. I did this with my aunt once, who got injured and had to get surgery on her neck. All right, we're gonna play charades. How many words? You can use your fingers. So yeah, 2. Okay, 2 words. Okay, 2 words. What is it? What is it? You can't move. This is gonna be really hard charades. 3 words.
No, that's an M.
M.
That's an M.
Okay. Mike. Melvin.
The second word is.
Second word.
The second word starts with.
You cannot put your hands together. They're at your sides.
Kind of starts to like
Yeah. Good luck with that
into
one.
her leg. Like.
So you try and use your leg as the flat
G.
side. Okay. Did you say B?
G?
G? MG.
B.
B. MB. MB.
B.
Michael.
Metal
Metal bender. What does that mean? Do we have a metal bender on the staff? That would be super helpful. And she starts to point.
Up it. Where? Right here?
She points at not the 2 guys who are with you, but she points like in your general area.
In the wall? In the wall?
And then she kind of points, like around the corner or up the hallway or something.
Down the hall? Should I go see if I can find him? Okay, I'll be right back. Men, do not leave her or else you will get.
We would never.
Okay, stay with Imay, okay? That's Imay. Okay,
Yes,
I'll be right
Imay.
back.
We will stay. Don't you worry, miss.
Okay. Alright, so I run down the corner.
Okay. You head. So this is gonna lead you back towards like the common area, and you'll eventually or pretty soon you're gonna run into Miles.
Okay. Oh, Miles! Oh!
Nick, fantastic. Just the thunder I need to see. You're looking really beautiful today. Anyways, I have a cutting torch. I'm assuming. Did I
Yeah.
one?
You dashed off to your room, grabbed
Excellent.
some spare parts, enough to make some small amount of combustion in a little focusing tube.
Great. I have a plan. We're gonna get your friend Imay out of her metal trap that she's in. But I'm going to need you to focus and be willing to cool her down as I do some cutting with this torch. It's gonna be very hot, so I need you to keep her skin cool so she doesn't get burned. Is that something you can do?
That sounds really dangerous.
Yes, it is. I'm assuming this is not an ideal situation,
Okay.
right?
I'm gonna need more water. So help me. Grab. Is there like a? sink
Yeah, you can head
around?
into the common area and grab
Yeah.
the drinking water, basically, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure,
Grab
getting-
as many cups of
getting
water as you can.
resource-
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Fast, quick.
Great, excellent. Yeah, getting resources before you get there. Very smart, Nick. Yep. You're not just
just-
beautiful. You're very intelligent.
Just stop talking and get water.
So you guys both grab, like a small bucket of excess water.
Less
takes,
talking, more action. My kind of woman.
so it takes you a minute or two to grab enough water that you'd feel comfortable doing so.
Okay, run back to Imay.
Hold on. Imay.
Oh dear lord.
Your two staffers. I need.
After her all alone?
She told me.
Fine, she's not going anywhere.
True. She's definitely not going anywhere.
Oh fuck.
One of them, the man. It's a man and a woman. You may remember I described a man and a woman at the beginning of this session for other reasons. The man kind of leans against the busted wall and is like, "You are causing us a lot of trouble." Yeah, I bet. I understand. Yeah. Yeah. I'd be upset too. Just sloppy work. That even lets your friend find you. I mean, you weren't gonna die here. Just heat exhaustion. You'd be unconscious. No big deal. You'll be fine. But I'm gonna have to lecture Way on his sloppy metal bending. Well, I mean, it's not a big deal. You'll be rescued. Everything's fine. Yeah, totally. I agree. It was a clever plan. I'm glad you think so. Well, it seems like things are coming to a head. Gots to be going. Yeah. I know. You wish us the best. You want to make sure we get away safely. Don't worry. We've got a boat down on the water, hiding in the storm. So it's unfortunate that your friend did find their stuff, but I mean, it sounds like she was, very selfish and only grabbed her things, so we'll still get everyone else's stuff. No big deal. A tall, kind of waifish man with like a pencil beard comes walking down the hallway. We gotta go. We're out of time. And then he looks over and he's like, yeah, I figured that out. Where's Way? Way pulls the metal wall opposite yours open, steps out of a heating duct. I'm here. And closes it up. Yeah, sloppy work. There was a staffer coming. Sorry. What can you do? And they look at it like, well, yeah, I mean, it happens. Mistakes, right? Yeah, we'll try to be better next time. Miss, should have got your name. Sorry about that. You're gonna be rescued. It's fine. What's a horrible memory among a lifetime, right? You'll be all right. Oh, this is your stick, right? Here, I got you. Here you go. As he goes to like hand it to you, you see the metal pins that hold it together unfasten themselves and it falls into pieces. Oh, sorry about that. Heat messes with metal. It's tough. I know. I'm sure you could repair it, right? They chuckle and head off into the cargo hold. Nick, Miles, and another staffer who saw you gathering water come looking for, and came up to help. You come running up the hallway, 30 seconds later. That's very calm. This one. Yeah.
Where did those guys go? I told them to stay put. Oh no, Imay.
All right. I think we're ready. Let's get into position. I'll need to get.
Hang on. I need to get Imay's opinion first.
Opinion?
She can nod.
With her eyes.
We were gonna.
Okay, blink once for no and twice for yes.
There you go.
We're gonna do a use a torch to break the metal, but I will be cooling you off with water so you won't get burnt. This will totally work. You okay with this? Okay.
All right. So, if Imay's day wasn't bad enough, I am going to perform a monologue as I uncut her. And
You have to
keep her
explain
nice
how
and
you're
cool.
doing it, right?
So, just a little bit of science here. So, as I like to lecture while I work, so we'll begin the cutting, and here we go. The science of metallurgy is subdivided into two broad categories: chemical metallurgy and physical metallurgy. Chemical metallurgy is chiefly concerned with the reduction and oxidation of metals and chemical performance of metals. Subjects of study in chemical metallurgy include mineral processing, the extraction of metal, thermodynamics, as you can see here, that's right, cutting you out with some thermodynamics, electrochemistry, and chemical degradation, also known as corrosion. In contrast, physical metallurgy focuses on the mechanical properties of metals, the physical properties of metals, and physical performances of metals. Topics studied in physical metallurgy include crystallography, material characterization, mechanical metallurgy, phase transformations, and failure mechanisms. Isn't that fascinating, Imay?
Can you please focus? Focus on what we're doing. Sheesh.
No, this helps me focus. As you can see, I'm doing fantastic work here. We've already got a hand free.
So, you begin bending to the work, the two of you working in concert. I will let you both roll with focus at a +2. This should be easy for yourselves, but technically you could roll catastrophically low. We're only
Focus
looking
with +2.
Focus with
You're giving
+2s.
us a +2?
+2
I
each.
literally don't even have that option.
Oh, okay. Well then, I mean, you can just
Thank
roll
God.
2d6 plus whatever
This
number
isn't-
you want, if you want, or whatever number you have.
I'll just do a +4. It's
Okay.
fine.
Cool.
Would
Alright.
be a 10.
Yeah.
Okay, how about that?
That's great. Cool. So we got 2 great hits. You easily managed to work this through. You do no harm because you both got full hits. It's just, a couple minutes to go by. You have to, mess with the torch a couple times as the fittings are haphazard, but the science is good. It's solid. You break free your wrist because the face is where all the most of the danger is. So you break free the wrist, and your arms come free. Your hands are, like you've got not just your waist, your legs, and your face. So like some staff, the one staff guy calls other staff guys, hey, come help hold this, help hold this girl up so she doesn't fall. So like 3 other people like climb into the heating duct with you and are like holding you up onto the ceiling while he, cuts all the bindings as Nick funnels, cooling water through this space. 5
It's
minutes
totally
later.
soaked at this point.
Oh yeah. You're
We
sopping.
probably all
but-
are due to the steam.
Yeah, for sure. 5, maybe 10 minutes at most later, you are gently lowered to the ground, exhausted, but essentially fine.
She's
Oh
gonna
my
run as best she can, stumbling like a fucking drunken
So you-
gazelle
so you-
to the direction Way went.
So they put you down on the ground, and you immediately jump up, say nothing, and start pawing your way out of the air vent. And okay,
Teammate!
This way! This,
Oh, it was.
this
Oh.
way!
Okay, let's go. Come on, I got you, and I'm kind of get her arm
Try and
so that I can
hold her,
lead
yeah. Okay.
He was in the wall the whole time. He was there the whole time. He was just
Was
hiding.
my
It's okay,
was
breathe,
my lecture
deep
really
breath.
that bad?
And yes, it was pretty bad. It was bad.
The staffer was like, I thought it was informative. The Imay and with Nick and then the crowd behind, you stumble into what is now once again the open cargo hold door, and you see the back hatch, the loading unloading dock opening, or like in the process of opening up into the storm.
Get them! I want to use my whistle
Okay.
and try to wake up Atka.
No.
Okay. You don't have a whistle, remember?
I thought I found it.
Oh.
I didn't find all my stuff.
You didn't. You found your boots, though.
Oh goddamn.
You
it,
say,
never mind.
"Get them!" You hear Atka's whistle, though.
What do you mean? I hear it coming
From the
one of
far
the
end of the cargo hold.
But if that means I can hear
Atka,
it.
the bull moose lion,
Oh, God.
heavily sedated, stands up against his bindings, pushes with all his might. You hear the tearing of his long, heavy leather tethers as they snap free, and Atka releases himself from his cage and starts looking around in a hazy panic for who is blowing his whistle, like they're in serious danger. Mm-hmm.
I want to run to Atka.
Okay, so Atka is in the far corner of the room. You say, get them. You hear the whistle, and you look over at Atka, and you see him stand up, red eyes, and I don't mean like, like cartoon bull red. I mean like he's, red from the drugs and dehydration. And just start looking around, drool coming out of his mouth, tongue still just kind of dangling. He opens it and takes some of those like heavy drug-laden breaths. Like he can't take full breaths, but he's trying too hard to breathe. And starts to, pull himself off the platform that he was kind of like, bound to for safekeeping. You start to rush over there. Let's back up into the midships where Bo is. Bo, we left you when you were looking for a metal bender who you didn't know you had long passed up, who was hiding in a wall. Somewhere along the way, metal bender may or may not have passed this way. Hard to say. But you do meet up with several engineers. Some of the engineers are, hey, we heard something's going on. Is everybody all right?
Sort of. We kind of found the stuff that everybody lost. But one of the things I was looking for is, do you guys know the way to the hatch to the cargo bay?
Yeah. Why? Is it important?
I don't know. I couldn't really, like, there was no realistic way for me to access it from.
Yeah, you need a ladder.
Right, there's no ladder down there.
Oh, there's supposed to be a ladder. That's, I know where one of the spares is. I'm gonna go get it. And one of the engineers just, dashes off for a ladder.
Okay. At this point,
it runs the whole ship. Do we need to get in there? Is that what you're saying? Like, there's other hatches that don't need ladders.
in the cargo bay?
No. In the rest of the ship.
Right. But that one was specifically like, if you're saying that it's gone, how was that ladder attached?
Oh, it's not. It's kind of, it's freestanding.
Oh, okay. Well, there's also a metal bender aboard that.
That sounds distressing. Trapped a friend. Do we need? What do you need torches? We can go get a torch.
I already have somebody on it. They're freeing the person now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna. Okay. Well, I'm a firebender, but I don't have the torchy fire. But maybe I can help. I'll get down there right now. And he dashes off up the hallway.
Okay. This whole time I've been looking for him, and I haven't been able to.
You've not found the metal bender now.
Okay.
Or the guard in your. You don't technically know that he's the metal bender, but it's an easy assumption.
Yeah. How long would it take? And I assume that the long way back would be to go back through the entire ship. back to my companions, right?
Yes.
Okay, he's already in a hurry. He's panicked. He also believes that there's something else, so he's looking for something going on here, possibly. He knows that some stuff was afoot here, but Miles didn't really tell him anything more than they found some weird stuff there that he didn't really understand.
So where do you want to go?
I'm gonna ask if there's anybody missing from their crew that they've noticed.
You're like ask an engineer?
Yep.
Okay. Missing? No, we've been all hands on deck ever since Dr. Miles found all those sabotage things. Like there was so much stuff. Like the fuel lines got hit, the air intake got hit. After he left, we even found that one of the rotary belts had all been like thinly sliced. We had like someone was working really hard to make sure that this airship would probably go down, but not like explode. They just wanted it to, like run out of juice.
Okay. Weird. So maybe they're trying to get the ship to land. Is there any way you guys can stop? You guys mind if I go check that hatch out? I just want to see if there's anything stored over there or anything else.
Which hatch?
The hatch I was talking about to the cargo bay.
Like the top side of it, or you mean like in the cargo?
Yeah.
Hold? Oh,
Like
yeah,
the top
sure.
side of it.
They like lead you down a hallway to just a large sealed maintenance hatch, like a big bulkhead that's normally always kept shut. Yeah, this leads in there. I wouldn't want you to wander around. Let's all go. You and two engineers, duck into this maintenance shaft that runs the central length of the ship.
Okay.
You'll make your way back towards the cargo hold, up a ladder and over some stuff. Okay. Back in the cargo hold. Atka, unclear and uncertain, but knowing that there is danger in the area and that his owner, who has his whistle, is calling for him.
Whoa! Calm down, buddy. Can I assess really quick?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Nope.
Fuck. Okay. Well, I was gonna try and calm him down with something nearby, but
You attempt to stroke him, and it seems like he hears you, but every time the whistle blows sharp and shrill, he his default reaction is she's in trouble. So his head whips up and he starts pulling himself off the platform again.
Okay, is there a trough of water for the animals?
No, because they're not supposed to be free. They're they're like watered individually.
Okay, I want to maybe grab a handful of food. I'm trying to wake him up and get him to come to his senses. And it's all right, buddy. Just eat a little bit of this. It's okay. I don't want him to be stumbling around.
Okay. The back loading dock bay door opens, to the point that that the storm is visible. The storm winds start to whip into the cargo hold. It is ice cold, bitter, harsh winds, and some moisture managing to whip its way up into the back area. Imay and Miles and some of the ship's staff. You are near the entry to the cargo hold. You see this foursome of people, three men and a woman, standing at the cargo bay door. They seem to be working quickly at something near their feet. What are you doing?
I want to see if I can create. It's gonna rely on my skills, I think. Imay's gonna try and create like a vacuum to pull the door shut. So she's gonna start circling the wind around and start pulling it in.
You're trying to pull the cargo bay door shut?
Yeah, even if it's just pulling air in and pulling them away from the door, she's trying to get.
You might could affect them. Moving this
Yeah.
mechanical bay door is like an Avatar level task.
Probably getting them off balance and getting them away
so
from the exit.
you're trying to utilize the storm, which is already having high winds, to stall or disable them in some way. Okay, go ahead and roll with focus. Miles, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna shut the door.
The bay door?
Panel.
So you're gonna rush over. So they're standing at the control panel. You're gonna have to get past, through, or by them to do that.
Okay, well they're busy.
They are kind of busy. All right, so now they are at the far end of the cargo bay, so you're gonna have to run all the way across the cargo bay to get to that control panel.
Okay, so the control panel is at the door where they are. I'm gonna yell to Imay. I'm gonna say, "Cover me," and I'm gonna go to the control panel.
You're gonna rush over there. Okay, so Imay.
Yeah, because she's because she's doing an action right there as well.
Right. So, Imay, you are struggling to control the storm winds. They are very powerful, and you are very far away too. Like you're at the front of the calm area of the cargo bay. They're all the way there. This is 200 yards, a long ways away down that way. And you start to run over there. The both of you, when you get into range, you start to try and whip the winds around to cause them problems, help your buddy Miles. The staffers are just yelling. They're like, they're right with you, but they're like, "Hey, stop! Everything's gonna fall out! Why would you open it? There's a storm! What are you doing?" They're just yelling. None of them are benders, but some of them have like bats and wrenches and pipes and shit. They're just like they're gonna fight if they get to, but it's they're all. So the five of you are rushing across the cargo bay. Fixing my time.
We start to see what they're doing at all as we.
Yeah, so it's like as you get past some of the boxes, or Imay especially, who can get high very easily, can we'll start like leaping across the tops of crates to get better airflow up in the sky here, or in the ceiling rather. You can see that they are assembling something. They seem to be like putting together parts from a bunch of different bags.
Miles, they're building something down there. I can't tell what it is.
Miles, the only possible thing they'd be building right now is a way to get out of here. Whatever it is, it might be a glider, or who knows, but they have to escape, so.
Disrupt their building. Take pieces away.
Okay.
All right.
I can do that.
Correcting my timeline, when I went back to Bo was back in time. The firebender who rushed off was Maru, who went to meet the foursome and never came to help. And
really nice engineer man. Yeah,
the really nice and very genuinely smart engineer man whose job is to sabotage the airship.
Good guy.
He is. So, correcting our timeline a little, coming back in time, the maintenance hatch spins, pops open from the ceiling down into the cargo bay. And we see Bo stick a head down. Bo, it's windy and cold as hell in here, and a lot of things seem to be happening. You see Imay like leaping past you using windy steps, striding over boxes to get by. Miles rushing up an alleyway. What do you do, Bo?
Think.
You think? All right, thinking's good.
He's just gonna assess the situation, I guess. Partial hit. Based on what I can see, the question would be...
The answer to almost all of the questions is exactly one thing, but I'll wait for you to ask it.
Who or what is in the greatest danger?
Nick. Nick is absolutely in the most danger.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
You,
Actually, Imay's been in some pretty tough spots.
I mean,
too.
Imay was in some pretty severe danger just recently. But yeah, you scan the entire room and you spot Nick standing next to a very distressed saber-toothed moose lion.
It's okay, buddy. Calm down. Here's a snack. It's fine.
His
Don't worry,
intuition's
Dallas.
like... He's like, is this the freaking distraction? Is this what they're... Is this the big one?
All right, we're back. We're
and
back to our
I'm-
top then.
He's
And
gonna
I'm
attempt
also
to.
trying
He's
to-
gonna attempt to jump down at this point, or
Sure,
go
yeah,
down
yeah,
the
you
ladder.
can easily
I
hop
guess
down
it's
onto a.
engineer.
No, they didn't bring the ladder because it serves from top to bottom, not at ladder to out. So yeah, you're gonna,
Okay.
but you can drop down to like a crate. All right, Nick, you're up.
And-
What-
Well, I was gonna say I'm trying to cover his ears so he can't hear the whistle.
Gotcha.
La, la, it's fine. Don't hear the whistle.
Okay.
And then if do I see Bo? Is he nearby or like
no,
far
no,
away?
Bo's like in the center of the
Okay.
chamber,
Okay.
and now that the winds are whipping all around, it's loud in here. Is there what? Is there? So you're gonna try and cover his ears. You're trying to soothe him. Is there anything else you want to do with your pseudo turn here?
Well, if this isn't working, is this working?
It's not. It is not working.
Okay, I gotta go. I gotta find the whistle, and I try and chase the sound of the whistle.
Okay. You round the corner of a box and you spot that it looks like the woman has your whistle.
Give me the whistle, and I lunge at her.
Oh, and she's still far away. Like you can just see her there blowing on
nice.
it from way over there.
Thank you.
yeah. All
Run
right.
at her.
Imay and Miles. Imay, go ahead and roll a focus again. See if you can handle the winds better now that you're closer. Miles, is there any action you want to take aside from running? There you go. It's better.
I'm gonna see if there's anything in the area that I could use as like gadgets and gizmos if for some reason I'm going to have to gather materials and
Sure.
use them.
There's most of these crates are sealed, but near, in fact, near them. Hello, puppy. I know you want to go outside very soon.
Cute doggo.
That is soon.
Yeah, over near where they are, actually, there's a lot of like spare parts and whatnot over at the control panel. If you were willing to break a crate, or if you could break a crate, you could certainly find stuff. Other than that, probably not. You know, it's intentionally clean in here. But the closer you get, the more options you'll have.
Okay. All right. Fair
Alrighty.
enough. That's all. That's all for him. Keep running.
With a partial
Back to control
hit,
panel.
you pull some of the winds, and you have, with only a partial, two options. You can either help your team get there faster, or delay the enemy. And those sound like the same thing, but I'm giving you a choice because they're not. What's the plan,
Would you like
Imay?
to, include in your decision that you may have walked past Imay's broken glider on the way into the cargo bay. So,
It was in the bottom of the shaft. In fact, Bo would have walked past the broken glider. But
Would I have seen it?
Yeah, it's the only thing on the floor. But Imay, I'm asking you. You have this choice. You made a partial hit. You can either help the team go faster or delay the enemy.
I'm gonna delay the enemy.
Okay. Bo, you saw the broken glider. Do you do anything about that? Just, for reference in the timeline?
No, I just take it into consideration.
You remember
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That sucks. Okay.
Well, it tells me that she doesn't have her glider.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. So, we move into the enemy turn. The whistle blows again. You leave his side, meaning there's no one to soothe him anymore. So Atka loses it. Whatever it was that he was holding together in his, sedated state, he hears the panic whistle, he panics. He pulls all the way off the platform and starts to, sea legs aggressively stumble towards the back of the cargo hold, crashing into crates, destroying property. Maybe or may not be causing himself harm, but we're in a very chaotic situation at the moment. But yeah, he is technically, as fast as his sedated self is capable, running kind of at Nick. Not to, but at. Because you're, between him and them.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get the whistle.
Yep. So, Imay pulls some air. It buffets the whole crowd. Some of their parts scatter, and they gather them back up. You can see they are, in fact, assembling some sort of very sturdy glider, intending to jump out into the storm. And they are very nearly finished. They had a decent amount of time after, between leaving Imay and you guys starting to chase here. The storm is fully raging outside. They're assembling these glider parts. The firebender Maru spots Imay and Miles coming through the rafter, over the crates and through the rows. Walks over, sees Miles, is like, super sorry about this, bud. Starts throwing fireballs up the row.
Rude. So rude.
You can either delay yourself or burn 2 fatigue to continue at pace, Miles.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna duck behind a crate and start digging through it.
Okay, so you delay yourself, go to grab some gizmos and gadgets just in case you find yourself in a tenuous situation.
I'm gonna try and build myself a shield.
Okay, good plan.
The first thing.
So that'll be easiest for sure. You grab some metal and wood sheets, and you can easily construct a shield big enough for yourself. Imay, you are the closest to the area as you started running soonest and are not being now delayed by a firebender. You will reach the back open area. If there were gonna be a battle here, you'd be in the fighting arena at this round. Nick, you're 1 turn away. Miles, you are now 1 turn away. Bo, you just dropped down in the center of the cargo hold, so you're 2 turns out. Nick, I'm assuming you're gonna continue running. I don't see any, why you'd change course at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, keeping an eye on Akka. If he's coming towards me, I'm actually not that worried about it. I don't want him running out the door.
Okay.
Falling down. That was my concern.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, Imay, you land in the boss arena kind of zone, the big clear space. There's a firebender not paying you much mind, throwing fireballs up the row at Miles, and 3 people assembling this glider.
She's gonna S-wipe
and try and blast the 3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take them away from the glider.
Great. You gather up this big thing. Now, I do need you to roll with focus, as the storm winds are going to be a problem here. That's a great hit.
Only helping.
Oh, yeah. You gather up some snowy, icy hail and throw a blast of frigid air towards this trio, knocking them down, delaying 1, and I will make a rare DM roll. On an even number, she keeps hold of the whistle. She holds the whistle. Bo, you've hopped down. Are you also just running until you get there, or is there some actions you'd like to do?
How close is Atka?
Atka is probably level with you, but on the the far left side of the room you're in the center of whatever. So he is also 2 turns away from combat, or 1 turn away from running down Nick.
Am I close enough to, and I'm not going to try and hurt him, but just engage him to slow him down?
I think you'd have to close with him this turn, and then you could engage him next turn.
Okay.
The
way I would, I want to take good old idea from Zixid. I feel like I'm pretty high up, so I'm just going to create a little ledge and just kind of slide right on down it.
All right,
with ice.
You make a little ice sheet and start ice boarding down over across the area at speed.
Yep.
Roll with focus in this, high chaos situation.
Okay.
That's a hit, sure. All right, yeah, you absolutely begin skating over. You'll close with Atka and Nick in this round. We move to the bottom. The trio stands back up. The 2 remaining men complete the glider. They put the last pieces together, snap it in, tether on, bolt it, whatever they're doing, and stand up this large 4-person glider. The woman stands up and goes, "I suggest ducking or getting out of the way," and blows the whistle again, and Atka advances into full run. He goes from drunkenly stumbling to full panic, full speed, straight ahead.
At the lady?
At you.
Okay.
Technically, yes, at the lady, but you're between them.
Right.
So it's like her, you, Atka, and he is trying to get to her as fast as humanly possible, or as moose lionly possible.
Okay, it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh, what do I want to do? I want to do a kind of a somersault out of the way, but maybe simultaneously throw an ice shard at the lady's hand holding the whistle to try and knock it out.
Sure.
So I'm getting out of the way of Atka and trying to knock the whistle out of her hand.
Okay, go ahead and roll with focus. That's a partial. You can do one or the other, but not both.
I'm getting out of the way.
That's a good choice. You hurl that ice shard. It just doesn't hit the mark as you roll out of the path, and Atka does come stampeding through your area, which would have taken you out of the fight instantly. Rolling out of the way was the right decision to make.
Okay. I do want to make a point really quick, because yip means, and I don't know if, because we're kind of fighting alongside him, right?
Who?
Atka?
Not really.
Okay. Well, when we do get to that point, when you
Yes.
fight beside your animal, mark 1 fatigue to become favored.
I will let you do that. As long as it benefits you and does not influence Atka, that's fine with me. Atka himself is not necessarily on your side right now.
Okay. So, favored, choose an additional basic or mastered technique in the next exchange, even on a miss.
Okay. All right. Miles, you may arrive with your shield this turn. Actually, I need you to roll.
Because that counts as collect material, right?
Yes.
The shield.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you have that. I will. He's still going to throw fireballs at you on his round, though. So I need you to either, for a second time, take fatigue to advance or continue hiding.
Can I retaliate with my shield?
How would you retaliate with a shield? Throw it?
Parry.
It's kind of silly. That move is so funny to me in itself. Because it's basically you get hit and they get hurt.
So
That's what it is.
yeah, maybe your shield bursts apart, and you planned for that, and so a shard of wood goes whap and strikes him across the head or something. I suppose. Sure, why not?
Okay, I've got it like this. It's held together with tethers.
Sure.
Okay. I use strands.
Mm-hmm.
So it bursts apart,
Mm-hmm.
and so some shrapnel comes and hit him. But now I have a bunch of shards of metal and tethers.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 years left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
Alright.
you can take, using your shield, and using yourself retaliate, you can take a fatigue in advance and like have retaliated, or hide again as he continues to try and delay you.
No, I'm retaliating now.
Okay, so you took a fatigue, you
Maru.
retaliated, and you advanced into the situation. He bails off to the glider. You have a singular action, Miles.
Easy. Yeah. I am going to, once again, use my little snare. I'm going to throw out a blind Maru with science.
With science.
And he's going to get trapped and stunned, and I still have to take 1 fatigue, because that's a big move. So, with my last 2 gears, I trap and stun him, and I think he also takes a fatigue. He does. He takes 1 fatigue, he's trapped and stunned, and I take a fatigue.
Okay. Sounds good. You grab him around like the entirety of the midsection. All those tethers wrap him up very cartoon style. And he is, almost completely bound and beginning to work his way out of it. That's Imay. You knocked him down. They stood back up. They completed the glider. They're basically trying to ignore you and get out of here.
Okay. She's gonna do an airbending thing, but I think it's a trick, a basic move.
Mm-hmm.
Before I do that,
Mm-hmm.
how big is this thing? Before normal people could fly it, could one airbender?
Absolutely. You control the sky.
She's gonna charge them like he's running in for an attack, and that's the trick part. She just wants them to disperse enough so that she can get hold of the thing.
You just want to scoop in and steal the glider. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll. Well, let me go look at my own abilities. Where is? Oh, they're over here.
If it makes any difference, everything I have is +1. So.
Gotcha. I'm just looking at I'm looking at what my people can do.
Oh shit.
Alrighty. And then where's my cheat sheet? There it is. Okay. I'm gonna need you to roll with -1 total, because he's gonna give you a -2 to try and stop you.
So I will be -1. Okay.
Very unfortunate. The metal bender, who you're already you're a little traumatized by after your overture in the wall, squares up in front of you, don't, really don't. And you try and muscle through and go to push them apart with the air, and he pulls up these metal bindings, and he's like, stop, we're just gonna leave. How do you respond in light of your roll?
I haven't moved.
Oh, you've already done your thing and failed.
Okay, sick.
How does your failure reflect in the role play, given what I've just given to you?
I think she's charged at him Hell Fury, and she was really gonna go for it, and then turning around and just seeing his face, that's the last thing she saw as he was closing up the wall.
Mm-hmm.
She just freezes in a cold sweat down the back,
full on panic rabbit and deer in the headlights. Yeah. Okay, cool, makes sense.
Don't she even
Love
responds.
Love it. Great. We go to Bo. You see Atka about to very literally run Nick down, but she dives into the row of crates at the last possible moment. You arrive in the area. Atka is still running full blast at the end of the, towards the open exit.
Did not know this.
I'm going to attempt it. It's an advancing attack, and it's crushing grip of the sea.
You're gonna try and freeze Atka?
Not freeze. It tendrils him, but I'm also going to burn So I take 1 exhaustion for it, but I want to burn another 2 exhaustion.
To
Trap
get
him.
trapped.
Yes.
Atka is a saber-toothed moose lion. On full drug panic strength.
I have to try.
I will let you roll if you burn all of your fatigue.
That is all my.
You were already fatigued?
Like you were already fatigued?
Already had 2.
Okay.
It's been a long day.
Then I will let then if you succeed at this, you will be out of the fight. Like
Okay.
you'll go over fatigue.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll with focus. With an extra +1, because I think it's a cool move.
Well, what I was gonna say.
Or whatever you would have rolled with. That's fine. Yeah.
Well, the reason why I say it is because Warrior's Heart, or no, it's Fight Like Dancing.
Sure.
It's where my attack are rolled with harmony and
Yeah, absolutely. Roll with whatever you're supposed to roll with where there's a combat situation, with an extra +1. Because I think it's
an extra +1.
Yeah, because I think it's a great move, and I'm gonna put you out of the fight anyway. So.
Okay.
That's enough. At least you got all you needed was a partial. The partial really helps to reflect that you're gonna basically pass out trying to hold him. So you whip out all the water you've got in your pouch, and you try and grab some of the area. It's not cutting it. Eventually, you start pulling on the sweat off your brow, dehydrate yourself to grasp Atka and lever him to the ground with these watery tendrils, and you freeze it in place the moment his body hits the floor, and you also hit the floor.
God.
That sounds like I'm gonna get away then. The firebender, who's the only one who's truly trapped, spends most of his turn freeing his arms and tries to do the little fire jet thing with his fists and scoot himself over to the glider. The metal bender scoops him up, ripping up a piece of the floor, and dumps him into his arms. They are going to try and 3-man this 4-person glider while carrying the firebender, who is still mostly entangled. They mount up onto the thing, leap off into the storm.
They built a glider in the time it took me to run across a room. It took me 2 hours to build my back porch heater.
No, they built a glider in the. They also had they also had the.
No, that's nice.
Yeah.
Patio heater.
They also had the 10 minutes it took you to unbind Imay.
Yeah, true. Oh, very, very true. Screw these guys. Did they leave with our stuff? I'm curious about that. How did that
I guess we'll have
Did
to
they throw
find
it all
that out next time.
Me. We always do half of the thing that we're trying to do.
Yep.
We can never do the full thing.
Welcome to being heroes in a kid show. It always kind of works out.
I feel like, we feel like Korra.
Yeah?
We just fail at everything.
But we learn,
Technically, in
guys.
the end, you succeeded-ish, but the stumbles along the way were rough. Okay. We did it. That's the end of the session. We're a little over time here, so I'm gonna go and call it. We'll wrap up questions offline. Internet's been great. You've been lovely. Have a great Saturday. Have a great Saturday. We'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.